morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to the final kickoff show for the 2025 NFL Draft. I'm your host, Armando Black. I got my co-host here with me, D Truth. We're starting a little earlier today. I had planned on doing this at 12, but I had to come on a little earlier because last night, um, I've been watching NFL draft shows since I was a kid, and all the years of following the NFL and following the NFL draft, my brother, I've never seen anything like what is transparent, what is actually taking place right before our eyes today. A young man that was projected to go in the top five of the draft dropping all the way out of the first round into now we're going into the fourth round today starting at 12 noon. Let me salute the chat here real quick. No cap, salute to you. Mako Hunt, salute to you. 225 girls, salute to you. This is a conversation that we need to have. How did we get here? D Truth, you've been following the draft a little bit longer than I have. You've been keeping up with things. Yesterday, I was taking care of some editing, and you actually was watching the draft. And then I didn't get a chance to see the third round. You watched the third round, and it was shocking when you called me and told me that the kid had not been drafted in the third round. That was just a shocker. What is going on, Detroit, in your opinion?
I'm going to go ahead and say I think it's one. It's the Big 12. One problem. Two, two is is he acting entitled. It's another one. You know what I'm saying? And three, not doing the combines. Not doing the combine. And his interview with the potential teams that would have drafted him just sit well later with some of the folks. So there's a combination of all four of those together.
I can partially agree with you on some of the reasons of what's going on, some of your reasons of what's going on. I just want to say salute to you, Ginger Westfield. I just want to say something here. And I listened to RG3 earlier today. I listened to Shannon Sharp earlier this morning. Ocho had some words to say. Ocho broke it down, and I kind of agree with Ocho. I disagree with Ryan Clark. This, and let me just say this, okay? For those of you that think this has
When
anything
had
to do
Black
with,
play football?
man, he should be a Hall of Famer. He was a damn good safety at Pittsburgh with the Steelers, and you also got to think he had sickle cell real bad. So for him to overcome sickle cell and have the career that he had with the Steelers, I mean, he had a. I'm surprised he's not in the Hall of Fame. But back to what I was saying, this is not about race, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop making. We got to quit making everything about race. This is not about race. Um, the number one QB taken off the board was a black young man, Cam Ward. Okay, Cam Ward was taken first. Jalen Miro, another black young man, quarterback, he was taken. Okay, in the later rounds last night. This is not about race. Okay, I think this is. I agree with your assessment about the Big 12. Big 12 QBs. You just let's look at the tail of the tape. Quarterbacks in the Big 12 have not last long. I don't count Jalen Hurts as a Big 12 QB because he started out in the SEC with Bama. He played I'm sorry, 3 seasons with Bama. He played his first 3 seasons with Bama, 16, 17, and 18, he played with Bama. He finished out at Oklahoma in 19. Okay. So it has nothing to do. Jalen Hurts, I don't consider him Big 12. All right. Big 12 QBs, if you look at Sam Bradford, let's just go down the list. You know, Sam Bradford, RG3, you know, Jason White. It's a lot of QBs that came out of the Big 12 that just did not pan out. You know, Baker Mayfield is hanging on by a thread. I don't think he'll be the starter. I don't think he'll be the starter at Tampa long. Okay. Coach Prime is a big part of the problem. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think right now, Coach Prime it's more like a Coach Prime protest. This is not, I don't think this is a knock on Shedeur. I don't think this has anything to do with his talents, because no one can convince me that Tyler Shough is a better quarterback than Shedeur. Now, I agree with you at the kickoff show on Thursday. You said you wouldn't be surprised if Shedeur fell out of the first round. Now, I give you that. I can understand him not going in the first round. Really didn't have him going in the first round. Okay. But last night, no one can sit here and tell me that this young man should not have been taken in the third or the fourth round. No, I mean, I'm sorry, in the second or the third round. No one can tell me with a straight face that this kid is a late round quarterback. In my opinion, I think Cam Ward is better than him. I'll give you that. Him and Jackson Dart, and I hear Giants fans grumbling, saying Jackson Dart and Shedeur are similar. Their games are similar. They both hold the ball too dang long. They both are very accurate. I think Dart's arm is a little stronger. Would you agree with that? Jackson Dart has a little stronger arm than Shedeur.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right quick before you finish. Mm-hmm. Two quarterback would take it in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second round, one quarterback, Jalen Milroe.
Mm-hmm.
Another quarterback would take it the third round. So this, I'm going to say it. Look, don't let you look at Shedeur. Look at all the quarterbacks that still are left. Brady Cook. You see what I'm saying? Let's look at all the quarterbacks that's still left.
Yeah, they're and this goes back to New Orleans, in my opinion, made the dumbest pick for a quarterback. Okay, now if you're not gonna take Shedeur, before I took Shough, that kid out of Louisville, and I'm not knocking Louisville, all right, because Louisville has put out some good quarterbacks in the past. I'm not knocking Louisville. It's Tyler Shough. He turns 26 in September. Okay. He's very injury prone. Very injury prone. And you're only going to get, okay, so he turns 26 in September, which means you're only going to get a good 3 to 4 years out of him because of the wear and tear on his body that he sustained in college. There were other quarterbacks on the board that were a hell of a lot better than Tyler Shough. Will Howard is one. All right. The QB from Notre Dame. That's another one. Okay. Jalen Milroe, in my opinion, if New Orleans was going to go that route, Jalen Milroe would have been a better choice than Tyler Shough. Shedeur, to me, him and Jackson Dart are neck and neck, in my opinion. Both hold the ball too dang freaking long.
Yeah. And here's the quarterbacks that were left. You got Shedeur.
Real quick. But after Jackson Dart, there is no other quarterback on the board, in my opinion, that was better than Shedeur. Go ahead.
And besides Shedeur, the left, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord for Syracuse, Riley Leonard for Notre Dame, Curtis Rucker for Indiana, Max, can't pronounce his name, from Minnesota, Cam Miller for North Dakota State, Tommy can't pronounce his last name for Montana State, Seth from Memphis, and they got Brady Cook. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole lot of quarterback left beside that guy. But I don't understand. The teams that need quarterback did not even get quarterbacks.
And the kid from Indiana. What? Give me his name again. The kid from Indiana. Did you just named?
Curtis Rourke, Rourke.
If it had not been for that injury that he sustained at the end of the season, and remember, he played that playoff game injured. Okay, I think it was an MCL issue. If it wasn't for that, he would have went higher, because that kid had a damn good season last year. All right, but I'm gonna answer Ginger Westfield's question. She said, "Will Ewers and Howard go before him?" I think Will Howard will be the first quarterback to come off the board in the 4th round. I'm gonna say something right here, and this may upset a lot of people. But if Shedeur does not come off the board in that 4th round, don't be surprised if he does not get drafted at all. Because the later you go in the rounds, it's already solidified that he's going to be a backup. And then you got a decision to make, okay? So if you bring him in as a backup, that may be a huge distraction, because the crowd is going to, let's just say, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say if Tampa drafts him as a backup and Baker Mayfield has, goes out there, lay an egg in week 1. What do you think the crowd is going to do? The Buccaneers fans are going to, we want Shedeur. And it's going to cause distraction. It's going to cause division in the locker room. It's a lot of things that are going to be working against him if he is not drafted in the 4th round. It is imperative that some team pick him in the 4th round, because the longer this thing goes, if it goes into the 5th, 6th, and the 7th round, remember the NFL is a copycat league. I don't see any of these teams are going to want to take the chance of bringing him in as a backup, because that is going to put pressure on their starter, and that is going to stir up a lot of quarterback controversy, something you don't want going into a new season.
Yeah,
tell me if I'm wrong.
Hey, and the thing, even if they draft him, you still probably will have that problem. See what I'm saying? Even if they draft him, still going to have that problem. So either way, it's going to be a controversy. But if your starter quarterback ain't doing good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We'd have fans have said, "Oh, we want the backup quarterback," when the starter ain't doing good. Okay, they're going to happen. But think how much pressure going to be on him. They finally put him in because the crowd's talking about, the fans talking about they want him. That's in the quarterback that drafted. They think how much pressure on them to come in and to perform, and they don't do good. Then what you do?
Okay, but remember this, D-Truth. We went through this as Falcon fans last year. Every Sunday, when Kirk Cousins did something, when he messed up through an interception or made some kind of bad decision during the game, what did we hear throughout the Mercedes-Benz Stadium? We want Penix. We want Penix. Penix don't have that cachet that a Sanders has. Penix don't have that shine that a Shedeur will bring. Can you imagine what we as Falcon fans witnessed last year with the rumblings of we want Penix? Can you imagine? That will be times 5 with Shedeur as a backup somewhere.
But
That is why I'm saying go ahead.
But the question is, yeah, we heard the rumbling, yeah. And what did Prentice do? He came in and performed, and I said, hold on. Then the 4 games losing streak and something wrong with Kirk. Yes, I said we should have put Prentice in then. But if he can't come in and perform like Prentice did last year, then what? Then the coach gonna look like an idiot. Then the fans really gonna look stupid. Then that might damage his confidence. You see what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword with that. So fans got to be careful about saying, "Oh, we want this, we want that." Hey, sometimes you got to let it play out.
But it's just a perception of it. When you know what Shedeur can do, you know what he's bringing to the table. Okay, we saw the highlights. We saw what he did at Colorado, and he's backing up a QB that's struggling. The crowd is gonna chant, "We want Shedeur. We want Shedeur." You're gonna hear it throughout the stadium. And then the coach, the GM, the offensive coordinator is in a situation. That is when the pressure is gonna be on. Whoever that starting quarterback is, the heat will officially be turned up on that starting quarterback. And that can rattle a starting quarterback, knowing that the backup is on his heels, knowing that the crowd wants the backup. I'm going to give you an example. Look what Quinn Ewers went through last year. Knowing that Arch Manning was breathing down his neck, knowing that the fans, you looked up in the fans at Darrell K. Royal Stadium, you looked up in the stands, and you saw more Arch Manning jerseys than you did Quinn Ewers jerseys. That could easily happen with any team that brings him in as a backup. You're going to see more Shedeur jerseys throughout the stadium than you will the starter. I'll give you an example. Vegas. Let's say if the Raiders draft Shedeur. You know damn well those Raider fans are gonna want to see Shedeur over Geno Smith. Salute to you, Jay Solo.
Okay, I see your point, but I got to rebuttal. Yeah, without Quinn Ewers, yeah, Arch Manning did his thing, but could Texas get where they got to without Quinn Ewers? Could Arch Manning do the same thing Quinn Ewers did at Texas? Can they win a ball game without the starter? And as a coach, offensive coordinator, as a GM, can you stand firm and say, "Hey, that's my starter. I'm not going to listen to the fans"? It's not on the quarterback. It's on the head coach. It's on the head coach on the field to stay with their starter quarterback, no matter what the fans saying. Do you have enough ball? Hold on. Do the coach have enough ball to say, "Hey, I'm sticking with my starter quarterback," and get your starter quarterback that air of confidence? What the fans talking about? See, that's the problem. The coach always been into the fans sometimes, and guess what? It usually don't turn out well, do it?
And what you just stated didn't turn out well for us. Everything you just said, Raheem Morris followed your logic. And what did it cost us? It cost us a shot at the playoffs. Because you said it yourself, we kept Kirk Cousins as a starter too damn long. He should have been pulled during bye week. He should have been pulled, and Penix should have been handed the keys.
But this is what I also said too. After the first game, okay, that's one off. Second game, okay, he should have been pulled after the second game. See, after the second game, but soon the quarterback stopped doing is not doing good in a ball game. What do you hear the fans hollering during the ball game? Is it right to pull the starter out?
I wouldn't have pulled them after the second game. I would have pulled them during the bye week. Anytime you're in a situation, remember, I'm going to give you another example. Neil O'Donnell and Cordell Stewart. Okay, Bill Cowher had a decision he had to make the year after they lost the Super Bowl to Dallas. The following year, which was 1996, Neil O'Donnell had a terrible first half of the season. Bye week comes along. He had to make a decision. And he handed the keys to Cordell Stewart, and the rest was history. The same thing, Jimmy Johnson had to make the same decision. Even though Steve Walsh was his guy, he coached Steve Walsh at Miami. Troy Aikman was outside. He was from UCLA. You know what I'm saying? But Jimmy Johnson was thinking about winning. If I want to win a Super Bowl, I'm gonna have to win. I'm gonna have to hand the keys to Troy, and the rest was history. 3 Super Bowl championships later, Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer. You got to make those kind of decisions. And if the Raiders, and the reason why I'm saying the Raiders, because I think more than likely it will be the Raiders, because Pete Carroll is known for taking on players that come in with a little bravado and a little. If any coach can handle what Shedeur could bring in, like as far as like the limelight and attention and distractions or whatever, it's Pete Carroll. But what's going to happen is when you bring him in as a backup, the fans are going to want him as the starter. The fans are going to be hollering, "We want Shedeur." Time Geno Smith throws an interception or fumbles the ball or just, and he's just off target that day. The fans in that stadium out there in Vegas, they are going to start chanting, "We want Shedeur, we want Shedeur, we want Shedeur." That is why I hate that he is in this situation. I was hoping that he would get drafted to be a starter, not to be a backup. Because these GMs are going to think about it. They're going to be like, "Damn, is the distraction worth it?" They're going to be thinking about that. But I think somebody is going to get him. I'm hoping that it's in the 4th round, because if it goes past the 4th round, he could be in danger of not getting drafted at all. I'm just saying, brother, because you got too many other quarterbacks behind him that are, they're not garbage. Will Howard, the kid from Notre Dame, these either one of them can come in and become a good backup in the NFL. But Shedeur is not a backup. He is good enough to start day one with the right development. I think New Orleans would have been the perfect spot for him, because Kellen Moore is a QB guru. If any head coach could develop him, and I mean develop him properly, and because all of this talk about he holds the ball too long, come on now, how many quarterbacks that came in the league, they held the ball too damn long? Terry Bradshaw held the ball too long, but eventually he developed. John Elway held the ball too long when he first came in the league. Eventually he developed and started getting rid of the ball. Michael Vick held the ball too long when he first came to the league. But eventually, when he got with Andy Reid, he developed into a better quarterback and started getting the ball out of his hand. Same thing with Donovan McNabb. They said that about Patrick Mahomes. They really said that about Cam Newton. He held the ball too long, but he developed. He developed and became an NFL MVP quarterback. So I think the same can be said for Shedeur. Let me read this question. 225 girl. Put up. Didn't Deion make a statement saying his son not just going to play for any team and the GMs were put off on? I think that right there, and that is why I say Deion played a big part. There's some things that you just can't say out loud, and that's one of them. And that can come back to bite you. And then some people may say, "Well, Archie Manning did it." Archie Manning. But listen, Eli and Peyton Manning, when they played college football, those two dominated. Do you remember how dominant Peyton Manning was at Tennessee? And he did it in the toughest conference in the nation. Peyton Manning dominated for 4 years at Tennessee. It's not the same thing. And so did Eli. Eli is still the all-time leading passer for Ole Miss. No, and I understand what people are saying. You're Archie Manning, but Eli and Peyton Manning, when they came out, the years that they came out and went into the draft, both of them were the undisputed best quarterbacks coming into the draft, without a doubt. So I'm just saying, hey, we'll see today, but that's my opinion. I really do believe if he does not get taken in the 4th round, I hate to say it, if he's not taken in the 4th round, don't be surprised if we see him drop all the way out of the draft. Because players are gonna, teams, GMs, when you get in the 5th, 6th, and the 7th round, they're gonna start looking for, like linemen. They're more likely drafting linemen, defensive tackles, place kickers, punters. They're looking for, players in those positions, players that will be on special teams. They start, thinking about that toward the later rounds. So that's my opinion. I think he could be in danger of not being drafted. Not being drafted.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say this right. It's no knock on not being drafted. Mm-hmm. Look how many players that went undrafted and became Hall of Famers. So it ain't no knock not being drafted. But think about it, being drafted, look how much pressure is put on you. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the pressure. I don't care what round you drafted, the 1st to the 5th to the 7th round, that's pressure put on you. But look, if you're not drafted, look, only pressure you're gonna put on is the pressure you put on yourself. So it's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. Consider you got the Sanders last name. But it's a whole lot of players that should have been drafted in the 1st through the 3rd round, but hadn't been drafted. But it just wasn't what the team looking for. And sometimes what you do and how you do it and how you act during the interview, sometimes that has something to do with it, not being drafted. So you got to take the good with the bad. And I understand about the backers and all that stuff, but yeah, even when said the starter ain't doing good, they put him in there, he do the same thing the starter did. Then what? This coach gonna look stupid, and the fans gonna look stupid. So,
well, my only issue is every draft expert, and you know how tough Mel Kiper Jr. is. Every draft expert had him as a top 3 quarterback coming out of college. Every last one of them. Every expert. I have not heard not one draft expert that had him 5th, 6th, or lower. That's the only issue that I have. So how did we get from him being a top 3 prospect to now we're going into the final day of the draft, into the 4th round? Well, and there's no one that's in the chat right now, no one that's listening to the sound of my voice right now. No one is sure, 100% sure, that he will be drafted in the 4th round. Are you? I want to ask you the truth. Are you confident that Shedeur will be picked up in the 4th round?
I'm gonna say this right here. You said all the experts, right? No, I didn't have him in my top 5, my top 6 going to the first round. I didn't have him in there. And
No,
you
I
and
said
that's
top. No, no, no. I didn't say first round. I said top QB. They had him as the top 3. He was like they had Cam Ward, him. Some had Dart in front of him, and some had him in front of Dart.
yeah. But he was. I put it away. He was top 5. He was top 5, not top 3. And it kind of surprising that
Give me
that
your
guy from.
order. Give me your
I
order.
would with the Cam Ward. I would with
Cam
to Howard,
Will
Quinn
Howard.
Ewers,
Mhm.
Brady Cook, then him. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Look at the competition they played. Look at the type of competition they played.
Okay, now can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? All right. Okay, now you see the numbers that he put up. 4,000 over 4,000 yards, okay? He was the most accurate collegiate passer in 2024. He did that behind a terrible, pathetic Colorado offensive line. That offensive line was garbage. I want to ask you a question, my brother. What do you think he could have did? Now, you know Texas had one of the best O-lines in college football. And Ohio State did too. Put Shador behind that Longhorns, that Texas Longhorns O-line. How many yards do you think? Do you think he would have been a Heisman finalist or would have won the Heisman? If
Maybe.
you give him the weapons that Ewers had and that same O-line that we saw, where I think 3 have been drafted off that O-line. that O-line from Texas. Give Shador that O-line, and I think Shador is breaking records, 5,000 yards and up, and a guaranteed Heisman winner.
Yeah, and you can look at the other quarterback that has an O-line too, just like Jason Dart. He had a line, but he still held the ball too long. He still got sacked. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. If you got an O-line, you still hold the ball that long, you still get sacked. You see what I'm saying? But accuracy, and look what conference he played in. You see what I'm saying? It's the conference and the way his interview with the people that are supposed to be doing the draft. Those drafting.
The interview, I give you that. The interview played a big part in the comment that Deion made about, he's not going to play for any team. Those two, I think, hurt him, in my opinion.
I think them 2 right there hurt him worse than anything else. You see what I'm saying? Because you come in, and the way you answer a question and the conference you play in, sometimes the conference you play in, it's going to hurt you. But if you go back and do the things like the combine and to get a good interview with the people that going to draft you, they overlook the conference. Look at Brady Quinn. Look at old boy down in Tampa Bay. You see what I'm saying? Look, they knew the conference they played in wasn't the best conference to be playing. Look at the Pac-12 long time ago. You know what I'm saying? They weren't the best conference. They weren't even they the number 4. They were the number 4 conference, other 4 big conference.
But Penix played in the Pac-12, and I think Penix is going to turn out to be a pretty good quarterback for the Falcons. Yeah. As long as they keep weapons around him and they stack the defense, which that is what they're doing on the other side of the ball. I think Penix would be a darn good quarterback. I think Josh Rosen, had he would have gotten with let's just say the Eagles, if he would have gotten with a franchise like the Eagles or the Green Bay Packers, I think things would have turned out differently. I think going to Arizona was not good for him. He did not fit that style of play. That system that Arizona was running down there.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes it's the system that a player goes to. Sometimes the coach try to make the player fit their system instead of trying to make the system fit their players. Like I said, just like you said, he went to Washington, a Pac-12 school. But hey, we both know they hard to play in the defense of the Pac-12. Pac-12 when Pac-12 was the Pac-12. But what got him over the top was the interview and the combine.
You know what? I think that was. You know, if I could have a conversation, if I could have had a conversation with the young man a month ago or before the combines, I would have told him, look, you know, it's imperative. It's imperative. The NFL it's not just about playing football. It's a job. Now, I don't care. It's like any job. You could be the best at what you do. You could be the best. You could really feel like you are the best candidate for that position. But you still have to complete the process. You still have to go to the interview. You can't just bypass an interview and expect for the company to hire you. You have to follow the protocol and go through the process. The biggest mistake that I could say that this young man made was sandbagging in those interviews, because there were certain teams that he didn't want to go to. If you're fortunate enough, so if you're drafted, you're a top draft prospect, I would never be picky. I would go whatever team wants to draft me. I would look at that as a blessing. I don't give a damn if it's Green Bay, Cleveland. I don't care how ugly their uniforms are. To be at that level of the NFL, I don't give a damn what team drafts you. You humble yourself and you go ahead and you accept, okay, yeah, I'm going to take this franchise and I'm going to turn them into winners. So I don't know if it was a situation where he was sandbagging so he could fall to the Steelers, or he was sandbagging so he could fall to the Giants, or he was sandbagging so he could fall to the Cowboys. But that right there was a huge mistake. A huge mistake. I don't know if it was a situation where he didn't want to go to the Titans. You know, we don't know. We'll never know why he didn't go to the combines and why he didn't, you know, why he sandbagged in the interviews. But it's coming back to bite him. It really is. I think those are the two things that hurt him. This notion about it was race, I think that was ridiculous. This notion about his arrogance and swag, or whatever. Look, nobody had more arrogance and swag than Cam Newton and Baker Mayfield. I mean, hell, Baker Mayfield was playing flags at the 50-yard line after football games. I mean, come on, man, doing the throat slash and stuff. You know, Johnny Manziel was doing a money sign. All of these guys got picked in the first round. I think it was the interview, intentionally flopping in those interviews, and the comment that his father made about, you know, we're going to be picky and choosy about where he goes.
But the thing is, though, with Baker Mayfield, all those people you say were flashy, they went to the combine. They did the interviews, and nobody made a comment like his daddy did. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. And look, that's the difference. They went to the combine. They did the interviews.
I agree with you on that. You don't get you. I agree with you. And I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that over the phone, like you because I didn't know that he you know, he was sandbagging in these interviews, and you told me, you was like, hey, he just messed up his draft chances. He just messed up a lot of money.
Yeah, he did. He how many times has I don't say that about too many players, but when you see it, and what did I say about Travis Hunter? I said, Travis Hunter, do not get off social media. If he don't get his stuff off social media, his draft stock going to fall. Didn't I say that?
Mm-hmm.
He got off social media. What he do? Go number 2, right?
Went number 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometimes it pays to keep your mouth closed and let it take its course. But guess what? We know Deion can't keep his mouth closed anyway.
Well, I don't have no problem with that, man. It's just that certain things are
You don't
not
say.
you don't say out loud on no mic, or you don't say on no damn social media live stream. It's just some things you keep in house, you keep behind closed doors.
Good
Yeah.
morning, brothers.
Good
Yeah.
morning, brother. Good
Let me
morning,
tell you
man.
something. And let me tell you, and then this is something that I was supposed to talk about a long time ago. And I agree with everybody, with all y'all said up there. I agree with everything. And then you had these people comment, well, the Mannings, they chose which school they was going to go to, but Eli Manning went to the combine.
Yeah, he did.
Bottom line, he went to the combine. Right now, so now you go to the combine, you show what you got. Now you can pick and choose what team you want to. Your daddy can pick and choose what team you go to, because you already showed what you were capable of doing. This arrogance about Deion Sanders and Shadir Sanders, that is killing his draft. So he didn't want to go to the combine because he thought that everything he's done so far was on tape. Got him to be a first round draft. As we could tell, that didn't happen. Mr. Dion, and let me say this before I get to my next point. I'm a Deion Sanders fan. So I'm a prime fan. I am a Shador fan. I want to see the boy be successful. I want to see both his boys get into the NFL. Okay, but the stunt that you pull of not going to the combine, talking trash on the doggone radio, and then the thought that because I'm his daddy, you know what I'm saying, and I can do, and I've been through it already, and I'm a legend, I'm a Hall of Famer, then I can get my son where he wants to be. How's that working out for you, Prime? How's that working out for you? You're still at the house. You're still in Canton, Texas, right now.
And I agree with you 100%, man. They went to the combines, and I'm gonna say this out loud. I know a couple of people may say, well, I'm just giving my opinion. I don't think he wanted to be in Tennessee, and I don't think he wanted to be in Colorado. I mean, I'm sorry, not Colorado, but Cleveland. I think that was the reason why he didn't go to the combine. If he would have went to the combine, he would have definitely been number 2. He would have, because from what I'm hearing, Jackson Dart didn't really have a good combine. He would have been number 2 behind Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Or number 1.
Yeah. Jackson Dart didn't have a good combine, but it's like this right here.
He went and tried. He went there and tried.
Yeah. And the thing is, your dad said, "Oh, I want you to go here. I want you to go there." But guess what? The team that wants you not going to draft you, and the team that you want to go to ain't going to draft you because they need some other kind of help. They're looking at the other area of the offense and defense. So what you want to do?
How did you let Jalen Miro get picked over you, bro?
Combine, interview, and nobody running their mouth about. I'm picking choose where my son going to.
Sniper, what's the one thing that when you talk to when we had conversations with Bama fans and a few Bama fans that came up on the panel and joined us on the panel last season, what was the one thing that they all said about this kid, Jalen Miro? Team leader, good kid, great leader, humble. He'll run through a brick wall. He would run through a brick wall for Coach Saban. He would run through a brick wall for Coach DeBoer. He was a team player. And that's what GMs love. They don't want GMs, he's NFL. That crap can work in college. You can get away with it in college because it's about winning and the coaches will put up with a little bit more in college because they don't want you transferring. Because if you transfer, you a blue chip athlete, 5-star, and you arrogant, you chirping out there on the field or whatever, you can get away with it. They'll put up with it. They don't want you transferring, because if you transfer, them boosters and the fans are gonna come down on the head coach. It don't work like that in the NFL. The NFL, like Jerry Glanville said, the NFL stands for not for long, because
You're
there's
right.
always some new blood, some new talent getting drafted, coming up in the ranks that's coming to take your place.
Yep. And you brought up something earlier, Armando, about what if he were with Texas, right? What if he was at any other team besides Colorado where his dad coached at? Would he still have the spotlight?
No, and he would have been off that board. He would have been off the board. They said if he was one of our sons. Oh, he would be on a plane to his whatever city that's done drafted him, getting ready to cut the check.
That's what I'm saying. See, I look at it right here. If he was at Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, let's say in other schools besides Colorado where his dad coached at, right? And he put up the same numbers. And he had put up the same numbers. We know players that skipped combines and had great interviews. But
they had what you just said is the key. They had great interviews. We've never heard of a player skipping the combines and intentionally flopping and sandbagging in the interviews.
I'm gonna ask y'all two something.
No, wait,
And the chest.
hold on, real quick. I'm gonna go even deeper with you. Shedeur had everything that he needed right there. At Colorado, he didn't have offensive line. He didn't have receivers until the second year. He didn't have a tight end. He was doing things that pro scouts love for quarterback. He took charge and he led his team down. Yeah, he didn't win big games, but he won games. Okay. He improvised. He showed that he can be poised in the in the pocket. One of the most sacked quarterbacks in last year was Mr. Sanders here.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you go just this picture alone right here? This picture right here. I think that's Arizona State, one of the toughest teams that made it into the playoffs. This is Arizona State, right? That they played in and they won. I see the colors, or it could be Minnesota, one of the two. But why do you have a gold watch on? What does that show? Why do you have to be flashy? You know, the one thing that my grandmother, because we was watching the game, she said that Cam Warren boy, look at him. He just dressed so nice. He don't have no thick chain on. He don't have this. He's not flashy. His hair's done right for the thing, and look at it. He don't got all the stuff on his doggone on his suit and everything. But you have to be all flashy and stuff. You have to be. See, these kids got to humble themselves regardless who they parents are.
I agree with you.
They
You're
gotta
right.
humble themselves. They have to, because again, at the end of the day, you in the league. Your daddy not in the league no more.
Mm.
That's what I was trying to say when we was talking about earlier. Is that yet your daddy coached you all the way up to doggone to the NFL. Are you coachable? Because
Yeah.
right now you don't look coachable.
And that's what I was saying.
The perception it showed and that scares a lot of GMs off. Okay, never. I mean, from little league on up to college, you never played for any other coach besides your father. All right, and that flashiness, I agree with you, Sniper. Sometimes it's just best to fly under the radar. You know, because flashiness brings on distractions. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right here. You know what I said about Cam Ward? He got drafted #1, right? Mm-hmm. He was under recruited out of high school. He worked his way. different coaches. Everybody was like, "Oh, about the Mannings, Archie Manning, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and they fought. But guess what? They fought and never coached them. They coached it. He coached them out of what they grew up at. You know what I'm saying? He gave them the tools to move on and get coached by other coaches. You see what I'm saying? So pass me with that BS, because that's a whole lot of fathers that coach they sons in football. But guess what? When they got to college, the hand was off.
Yeah, like Bo Nix.
Yeah. You saw him sitting in the stands.
Bo Nix is one. Stetson Bennett is another one. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have coached him in high school, but as soon as he got to college.
DJ Shockley, his father coached him in high school, but he went to college and he hands off. It was Mark Richt.
So I got a question. You think him playing for his father and with the rest of the stuff, off the field antics, not going to come out, botching the interviews, and his father coaching him all through his football career? You think that? I think that kind of hurt him too. That all three of them kind of hurt him right there. So
a combination of all three, but I think the one that hurt him the most, and I agree with Sniper on this, is when the statement that Deion made about he's not going to just play for any team. That right there hurt. That hurt the most.
And that's one thing no other father has said. I don't care what sports your son or daughter play. How many times have you heard a father say, "Oh,
Archie said it. Archie said it for Eli," but that's a different situation. Eli was not. I mean, Archie was not the head coach at Ole Miss, and Eli set records at Ole Miss, and Eli did it on the biggest stage in the SEC. So
that's a different. That's different.
Wiggle room. Yeah, and he came behind Peyton. You had a lot of that working in Archie's favor.
Yeah. And he showed out. And he showed out. And with what? Won the Super Bowl, didn't he?
2 MVP. 2.
And then not on top of that, holding the football too doggone long. That kind of throws GM off too. Like, you holding the ball too long.
That ain't really the issue either, because Cam Newton had that same issue. Michael Vick had that same issue. Donovan McNabb had that same issue. John Elway had that same issue. Lord knows Terry Bradshaw had that same issue. Terry Bradshaw, early in his career, Terry Bradshaw used to hold the ball too damn long. Roger Staubach held the ball too long, but they developed, got better. The kid can develop, and all of this talk about him holding the ball too long. Everybody, we've seen this over the years. You can develop the kid when he gets to the NFL. You put him with the right system, he can develop. What's doing him in is the off the field crap. That's what did him in.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. I'm thinking, what the? And he didn't go the first round. Second round, he didn't go. Third round, he didn't go. Now, here's the fourth round. Like I said, right now, even if he don't get drafted, and if he do get drafted, now he got. I think they're gonna take him. Is this gonna take him? Make him take a look at himself in the mirror? Is this process humbling him enough? Say, hey, I gotta work just as hard as these other folks did.
It's gonna humble him and his father. I think that Deion definitely. This ain't about Shedeur. They're sending a message to Deion, and this is the thing with Deion. This is the danger that he's walking into. This type of situation can end your coaching career in the college ranks, in the top level college ranks, before it even gets started. And here's why. The only Colorado player that's been drafted so far is Travis Hunter. If you
Yep.
go the rest of the draft and no Colorado player gets drafted, what is that going to say to the kids that you're trying to recruit? If these GMs don't like you and they're protesting you or they're blackballing you and not allowing your players to be drafted in the NFL, then I might need to go another way. I might need to go to Auburn, or I may need to go to Tennessee, or I may need to go to
SEC.
Georgia. I love you. I love you, Coach Prime, and I would love to wear the black and gold, but the main goal is to get to the NFL. And if I'm tied to you, if my name is tied to your name, then I may not get into the NFL. They look at what happened to Shedeur, but I don't think it's going to go that way, because I'm going to tell you something strange that I feel that may happen. Don't be surprised if Shiloh get drafted before Shedeur.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised. I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised, because think about it. Shedeur overshadow Shiloh. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen Shiloh flashing? He got a little flash on him.
He didn't. I didn't see him flashing at all. He didn't show his car off. He went flashing no Rolexes. He got everything that Shedeur has, but Shiloh was more.
Reserved.
He didn't like. Yeah, he was the opposite of his father. That's why
He like the
dad. Yeah, if you watch the shows, the little social media thing they got, him and his father used to clash because Shiloh was kind of like Bossy. Bossy, the daughter, Bossy and Shiloh were close because they are both kind of like private people. They don't like the limelight. They don't like the attention.
Yeah. See, and I think. See, I think if the spotlight was more on Shiloh, I think he probably went early in the first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. It was either Travis Hunter or Shedeur.
I'm happy for this young man, Cam Scatterboo. He's another kid that I felt like should have went at least in the second round. If you think I'm BSing, go pull the tapes off of that Peach Bowl game. That Peach Bowl game, that young man almost single-handedly pulled off the greatest upset in college football history. When he
sure did.
I mean, Texas had Arizona State dead in the water. I mean, man, I had done turned the channel. I thought that game was over with.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, that kid, that Scatterboo kid, the kid that the Giants just got, that kid just turned into Superman and brought them back and took Texas into overtime. And he was hurt. He had got hurt throughout the game. He was playing hurt in the second half, and he still almost won the game for them. So I like, man, the Giants are having a good draft. The Giants are having a good draft this season. Now, some Giants fans, they're not happy with Jackson Dart. They felt they wanted Shedeur instead. I would tell any Giants fan, to me, they're similar. Their game is very similar. The only difference between Jackson Dart and Shedeur, in my opinion, is Jackson Dart got a stronger arm. But they both give you mobility. They're both accurate. They're both they both are clutch. They're both clutch. Now, as far as their weaknesses are similar. I don't think either one of them right now at this point in their career, neither one of them handle blitzes very well. And they both hold the ball a little too long, to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Jacksonville picking at 107. And then Vegas is picking. They pick at 108. We're in the 4th round. So this is like I said, this is the round. This is the round that someone needs to pick him. because I think he needs to go. He needs to be in a situation where he's being drafted to a team that's going to give him a chance at being a starter. I don't think it would be a good situation for him to be drafted into a situation where he's being brought in as somebody's backup, because that is going to create a distraction and issues in the locker room. So we'll see. Jacksonville is picking right now, and then Vegas is picking after Jacksonville. Jacksonville's pick is in. Jacksonville has had an okay draft. I like the Travis Hunter pick, but the other, I think they could have did a little better on their defensive picks. But their pick is in.
Yeah, bro, I'm back. Yeah,
Yeah.
Family business. Talk to Manish. You know how that go.
Yeah, B.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not. Like I said, I told you for the draft. I said I wouldn't be surprised he didn't. He's not picked up because of them reasons. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who is Mel Kiper, he used not wrong, but guess what? Like I said, he wasn't the top 5 pick because they looking at the athlete. They're not looking at the other part of the scenario or the combine and the interviews. See what I'm saying? They're not looking at that. With us, we bring all of it in one mix, all in there. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, just like the rest of the players are, they're good. But to come by in an interview, what is going to seal the deal, and plus they got nobody on the outside running their mouth. And I want to send a shout out to the guy that got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. My condolences goes out to him.
Yeah, I heard about that. My condolences out to that young man.
And his mom held on long enough for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
For him to go tell her that he got selected in the first round by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hey, that's a feel good story right there, bro. That's a feel good story right there. Hey, when I heard that story right there, I'm like, wait a minute, this got to be a joke or something. When you when they said that, I'm like, well, let me go look this up. But when I saw it on the news on YouTube, when I saw it, I'm like, man, cause you know how it is.
Yeah,
people hold on. People can hold on long enough so they can see who they want to see. Then they pass away. Know what I'm saying? She held on. I'm so glad that he said, "Mom, your dream, my dream came true." Hey, look here. That's just about every little kid dream. NFL, NBA, NHL, MLS. It doesn't matter what sport that you go in and doing stuff with. You got to go in with 100% and put your heart into it. You got to be and your heart and your mind, and you got to have people behind you to back you up.
The Raiders are picking right now, so we're going to see if Shedeur can finally come off the board. There's only a few teams that need a QB. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't really know. I mean, Geno Smith, man, he'll get you a good season, but you ain't winning no Super Bowl with Geno Smith. I think the Raiders need to get them their future quarterback. You got a chance to get a future quarterback. You need to go ahead and get you a future quarterback.
But according to this, what it says, right? It says they only need a safety and an offensive guard. So they ride with Geno. So, but like you said, what happens if Geno get hurt? Who is the backup?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got a chance to get you a franchise quarterback, and you got some potential talent on the board that could be a franchise QB. You go ahead and get it. You go ahead
Just him and Gentry. Shador and Gentry out there on the field together.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you stop? You got a running back that they gonna keep the pressure off of Shador.
All right, the Raiders just took Dante Thorne, wide receiver. Tennessee wide receiver Dante Thorne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is Chicago.
Yeah, but they got Caleb Williams. They straight at quarterback.
Yeah, so
Caleb Williams got that. They putting weapons around him. They putting weapons around him because they got Luther Burden last night. They're putting weapons around him, so they're set at quarterback.
Yeah, and with see, only thing Las Vegas was known for was the kicker.
Okay, we got a trade alert. Chicago traded pick
for
to the Buffalo Bills. Well,
he ain't going there. He can't go there.
He ain't going there. He ain't going there. We know he ain't going there. So I'm trying to see who Buffalo. I don't agree with trading up in the fourth round or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because the talent pool is so deep. You don't really have to trade up. Like, you don't have to do this in the late. If you're gonna do this, do it in the early rounds, not in the late rounds.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the Jets. Who do the Jets have as quarterback? That's a good question, ain't it?
Yeah.
But let Deion knows that they probably don't want to go to the Jets, right?
I'm telling you, I think that's what did him in. That was, when he made that statement, man, it's like, okay, hey, that rubs them GMs the wrong way, man. That rubs them GM. And another thing I was hearing too, that Mike Tomlin had made a couple of promises and statements, insinuating that the Steelers were going to get Shador. But Mike Tomlin is the head coach. He ain't the GM. The GM calls the shots.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this. I like Raheem Morris in Atlanta. The GM and the owner going to listen to the head coach. When do the GM?
They finally,
finally.
In the past, they didn't listen to Mike Smith. They didn't listen to Dan Quinn. They listen to Arthur Smith a little bit, but Raheem is building that team.
Yeah,
because he pointing and they going and getting what he wants.
Yeah, and how many times had the Steelers actually listened to Mike Tomlin?
Not much.
My point exactly.
Not much at all.
My point exactly. My point exactly. We know the Steelers like the limelight. What they don't want that much attention on themselves either, do they? So we sit here. Oh boy,
Deion Walker, defensive tackle, Kentucky, Buffalo. That's a good pick, but I think he would have been there. I think they he would have been there. He wasn't going nowhere no time soon. He's a big kid, 6'7", 331 pounds. He put some beef on that D line now. But you got to get his you want to get him. You want a defensive tackle. You want him. You want to shred him a little bit too. You want kind of tone some of that weight down.
And this is round number 4. It's. I'm gonna tell you. And you know how some kids gonna be looking like, damn, the SEC putting in players for just about every team going to the NFL draft, putting them in there. Even if they don't get drafted, their name is on the draft board somewhere. They get invited to the combine. If you had a kid, right, get ready to come out of high school, what conference would you want your child to go to? The SEC or another conference?
Well, if the goal is to get to the NFL, of course, you want them going to the SEC or the Big Ten. That's just that's just my opinion. If you want your team, I mean, if you want your kid with a great chance, you have a better chance of because the thing about it, when you play in the SEC, you playing against the best.
Yeah, every week. I don't care. It's I don't care the teams at the bottom of the barrel. Is the bottom of the conference. Guess what? They're gonna give you a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna give you a fight, and you might lose. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
so we watching this, and it's kind of sad. No one say kind of sad that this has to be. It has to be this way, but.
Well, it's sad to me because I feel like a kid is being punished for reasons
Out of his control.
for his reasons under his control and because of the dislike for his father. I think this is a protest against Deion.
Especially this goes where parents say something that hurt their child. Sometimes parents say a good thing that help their child, but half of the time it hurts the child, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
And this one of the cases right here, along with the other stuff that.
One thing I would have done, and let's go back to the Alamo Bowl. Okay, when BYU got up by 3-4 touchdowns, I would have pulled Shedeur. I wouldn't have left him out there to continue to get embarrassed. That was a mistake number one by Deion. Mistake number two was the egregious statement that he made about, he's not gonna go to any team. You go to the team that you're fortunate enough to be drafted by. You ain't picky. It ain't no time to be picky. I don't care if it's a team in a cold city or a team in a hot city. You go whatever team thinks enough of you to where they want to make you their franchise quarterback, you go there.
I'm going to say this right here. With me, when I filled out college application, it was two schools. So it's two schools I really wanted to get in: Auburn, Alabama State. And I filled out for Jacksonville State in Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be picky. Guess what? I got accepted at all of them, but I'm not going to be picky. Because I said, "Oh, I ain't finna go to this school because I went on the accepted letter from Auburn." What if that accepted letter? What if that accepted letter never came, and I won't get that another accepted letter? Then what?
Yep, you're right.
That's the craziest thing. And sometimes, how sometimes it's best to be quiet
and humble yourself.
There you go. And I see, this is what I look at it right here. Who's older, Shedeur or Shiloh?
Shiloh.
See, Shedeur should took some point from Shiloh and following Shiloh footstep. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna check the question. You think Shedeur would have been in a position if he followed Shiloh footsteps?
I think he would have been off the board if he would have went the route that Shiloh went and not been so flashy and drawing attention to himself. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. You just and this is just me. This is the rule I live by myself, myself, and I. In my opinion, I never think it's a good idea to be drawing unnecessary attention to yourself. Me personally, I'm that way. I'm a private person. I like to fly under the radar. I just don't think it's a good idea to be drawing unnecessary attention to you. Arian Smith, Georgia Bulldogs, selected to the Jets.
Another SEC player.
They got a good one. They just got to teach him how to catch. Gotta learn how to catch the damn ball.
And we know Philadelphia don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm a Georgia
And
fan, but I keep it real. I keep
yeah,
it real. Yeah,
yeah.
catch the damn
Look,
ball.
look, you had to dog the man out during the season, though, bro.
Man, I'm just keeping it real. He
I
gotta catch the
know.
damn ball. He'll
Yeah,
be good. He'll be an all pro as long as he learn to catch the damn ball. Get some better gloves or something.
yeah. And you got the Saints coming up after Philadelphia pick, so we will see. We will see.
Philadelphia pick is in. Salute to you, Stickle. Salute to you, brother.
T. Robinson out of Ty Robinson out of Nebraska,
Okay. I knew he would be coming out the board real soon.
defensive tackle.
Mhm.
For us, our Falcon, we got the 16 pick. 16. We picked number 16 in this round. What go after of this time? What should we go after? We got our edge
I'm
rusher.
gonna be honest. I mean, this may sound crazy, man. I wouldn't mind having Shallow. I wouldn't mind having Shallow, bro.
A safety? Yeah. Hey, it might sound crazy. You know what? Wouldn't that be some poetic? I ain't gonna say poetic justice. Wouldn't it be some crazy that Shallow did come out the board before his little brother?
Yeah.
Just like you said. Just like you said on it. Hey.
Mhm.
Hey.
I wouldn't mind having Shallow or Warren Brinson. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll tell you who else I wouldn't mind having. Ashante for Auburn. I wouldn't mind having him.
Yeah.
That more right there hit you.
Mm-hmm.
What? And who's up? New Orleans on the clock. I see the picks is in.
Now this gonna be interesting right here. Now New Orleans still, in my opinion, man, that I don't like that Shook guy. I don't like that. I don't like that pick. New Orleans can come back and redeem themselves and
Get Shador.
and get Shador and let them battle it out.
Yeah. If I was them, I would. What's up, Silcom? I would do that. I would do that. Cause you look at it, you cannot go wrong with neither one of them, really. Cause if one of them get hurt, guess what? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
The pick's in. Got 7. Got 3 more rounds to do. Undrafted free agent. Like I said, that ain't no bad idea. That's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you
They got them folks outside, and it's a little chill up there in Green Bay. I was wondering why everybody got the hood on their head. Everybody layered up, and they outside. They outside, man.
Oh yeah, that was outside. That was outside the other night. But they pick it. It takes so long. But this is one of those. So it was Shallow and Shador watching the draft, and Shallow, yeah, like I said, they was thinking Shador would go in the first round. That's what they were thinking, and that goes to show you.
Philadelphia, boy, they drafting straight defense this year. They must been move some money around. I think they know all the players that's on defense right now. They ain't gonna keep them. They finna move. They finna move some. They finna free up some money, some cap
somewhere.
They got to give Jalen Hurts that extension.
Yeah, and like I said, that right there is crazy. How on big boards of different experts they had Shador on there, and as one of the two best quarterbacks, right? 1-2 quarterback, They still ain't went yet. But
Mhm.
well, like I said, you gotta take other
They
things
got
into account. Yeah.
Yeah, they got somebody named Danny Stutzman, from linebacker from Oklahoma. And, mm, oh yeah, it ain't. Oh man, this ain't looking good. Vegas passed them up. New Orleans passed them up. Ain't looking good, man.
Nope. 'Cause I don't see nobody else that need a quarterback.
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a situation where he's gonna be brought in as a backup, and
Mm-hmm.
that,
Well, Atlanta sure don't need him because he's gonna be a backup to what's his name anyway.
should do it to Miami. Gaza of all said, "What about should do it to Miami?" I mean, man, y'all got Tua.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they got y'all
Tua,
already got Tua.
but can Tua stay healthy though?
Man, Tua been balling down there in
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah. But hey, I look at that. Boy, 4 rounds.
Tua right now is in the prime of his career.
Yeah,
He got that starting QB1 lock. He got that on lock, man.
yeah. You know when I said on the first what was that, Friday, Thursday draft, the first round of the draft night,
Hmm.
or was it? Yeah, when I said that, you know what? If I was on the draft board, I wouldn't even be watching the draft. I wouldn't be throwing no draft parties. I was going about day like, oh well, if I get drafted, I get drafted. If I don't, guess what? You feel what I'm saying? That's how I would be acting. You feel me? I would have went to the combine. I would did interviews. Okay, that over with. Okay, let's see what happens. And first 2, 3 rounds, I'm not looking. I'm not finna be sitting around stressing. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what do you think Dion thinking?
49ers just got CJ West from Indiana. Man, Dion, like I said, man, he might want to revamp his way of look. This ain't the 90s, all right. I'm a huge Dion fan. When he was doing all that flashiness, man, the world was different. The 90s were more liberal. It was more free. It was the attitude era. But now we are more in a conservative society. You know what I'm saying? People just don't like all that
Flashy.
flashiness. And I would change it, because what you don't want no situation where, man, GMs are not drafting your players. You don't want that, because what we found out with Colin Kaepernick, man, GMs will sacrifice a chance to win a Super Bowl just to make a point, just to send a message to you.
And with Colin Kaepernick, it was nothing but a flash. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing but a flash.
It was the distraction, the attention.
Yeah, it's a distraction. It's attention.
Yeah,
But although
flashiness brings on unwanted attention.
Yeah, although Kaepernick was doing what he thought was right. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's just the attention, and with Kaepernick attention, some owners didn't want to address that.
Well, that was political attention, but the flashiness brings on, unwanted attention.
Look at Jerry Glanville Day in Atlanta. That what that was.
Like I said, that was what the 90s, the early 90s, the attitude era. That's when the world was more liberal back then. And liberal and free, we all was flashy back in the 90s. But today is different. It's different in 2025. Has anyone besides Hunter from Colorado been drafted?
Nope.
What about him? Nope. Nobody. No Horn. Nobody. Nobody from Colorado has been drafted but Travis Hunter. And that is not that right there. If I'm Dion, because Shedeur gonna be okay. Even if he's not drafted today, he can walk on and he can win a starting job. So that right there, the problem is if no Colorado player gets drafted between now and the 7th round. That would be the problem right there. Because that right there would send a bad message to future recruits. Be like, well, shoot. Hey man, they protesting Coach Prime, you know, that'll mess my chances up of going to the NFL.
Think about that. Even if they don't get put away, you know they have after the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go under the undrafted free agency things, right? Even if they don't get now this is where you really got to be worried. If he can't even get under the undrafted free agent thing, you see what I'm saying?
This is let me tell you what I would do. Let me tell you what I would do, D-True. If I don't get drafted in the NFL, I would take the Warren Moon route. Remember that for those of you that don't know, they did this to Warren Moon back in the early 80s. Salute to you,
Houston Oilers. The Houston Oilers.
Well, when he was coming out of Washington, and he had a good year at Washington. Another Georgia Bulldog drafted. Trevor Etienne going to the Panthers. They got him a good one there. He didn't get drafted by anybody. And you remember back then, you had like 19, 20 rounds back then. You didn't just have 7. You had 20. Right. Yeah. You had 20 rounds back then, and nobody picked him up. He went to the CFL and became a legend.
Yeah.
Won a whole bunch of Grey Cups up there. Just if I'm Shedeur, I ain't saying the CFL, but if the NFL don't want you, man, UFL. Go be a legend in the UFL.
Yeah. And
go dominate in the UFL. Yeah.
They give us some of the players that kind of like a prelude to the NFL. Some of them.
Yeah, and I tell you what, people will start watching the UFL. People would. I would.
Oh,
I would definitely watch him.
Hey, only reason I watch him because of Birmingham. Birmingham Stagger winning all them damn titles.
Yeah. And they got that Fox contract with Fox and contract with ESPN too, don't they?
Hey, the UFL get ready to start up anyway. Again.
They already playing.
I forgot we're in June or something like that.
Yeah, they already playing. They in like week 3 or 4.
And they be hidden, boy.
It started up like right after the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they did. But but like I said, sometimes you gotta put a tape on your parents' mouth.
Tyler Booker, is he good? Yes, sir. Heartbreak 22. As a Georgia fan, I would tell you, Tyler Booker is good. He gave us pure hell.
Yeah.
In that SEC championship game and in that regular season. He the only lineman in college football that did not allow a sack on his side the entire season. He did not allow not one sack. So, yes, sir. Tyler Booker is him. He is him. Definitely.
Well, I'm gonna keep up with this draft. And
got Cody Simon. I'm surprised now this was another shock. We talking about Shedeur. This was a shock. Cody Simon. Do you remember how he dominated that Rose Bowl game?
Oh yeah, boy. God.
And watch this play right here. Man. He was in the backfield all day. Got speed, physicality. Yeah, the Cardinals got them a good one right here.
Heartbreak said now he feel better.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, look, man, you got you a damn good lineman there, man. In my opinion, man, I think he's the best lineman. He was the best lineman in the draft. Hands down. In my opinion. Because hell, he the only one that didn't allow a sack. all year. And he played in the SEC, in the toughest conference in the nation.
And you know how hard that is not to give up a sack?
In the SEC, oh, heartbreak. Y'all got you a damn good one. Damn good one. I put my stamp on that one, brother. Y'all got a damn good one right there. I know some Dallas fans wanted a pass rusher. They wanted a pass rusher. They wanted to move up and get Travis Hunter, but they did the right thing, staying right where they were and getting Tyler Booker.
And Houston is,
man, they barely made it. They barely made it, man. 1 second left.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah, 1 second left. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Indianapolis is after Houston. What do you think about that, man? What do you think? You think Indy? Oh, are you good with AR-15? Would you maybe bring Shedeur in as a backup at Indy? Just for some insurance. Just in case, man. You know AR-15, he injury prone.
I would go with Shedeur. I would go with Shedeur in Houston. Not in Indianapolis.
In Indy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll go with it. Because think about it, he playing in the dome anyway. You know what I'm saying? And games he play outside maybe early in the season, but hey, you got Shedeur, #1 quarterback right now, and that black kid from Iowa, Utah State, Jalen Rohr, Marcus, I can't pronounce the name, for Purdue is the next best guard, and they showing the best available.
If I'm Houston, if Houston don't get Sawyer, look, man, I'm getting Sawyer. If I am Raheem, I'm getting Sawyer. If Indy don't get him, oh man.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, they
Texas
got two.
Need to get Jalen Noel. They need a wide receiver, bro. They need a wide receiver.
Yeah.
They need a wide receiver. They need to get Noel. He to me, he might be the best wide receiver left on the board.
Yeah, we're gonna find out, because this right here is kind of crazy.
Gizzo said, "What if Shedeur is Mr. Irrelevant?" You know what? I take it as a blessing. I would accept it as a blessing, because you know who else? You know who was Mr. Irrelevant last year? Gizzo. Brock Purdy. And what did Brock Purdy do? He went on in the camp, won the starting job, and almost took the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
And Houston Texas pick is in.
Damn, I forgot Indy in front of us.
Yeah, Indy in front of us.
And damn, boy, Jack Sawyer there, man. We got the man. Come on, Raheem Morris, man. You got to get Sawyer, man.
but
Sawyer.
But you got David Walker, edge rusher for Central Arkansas, is the best available. Then you got Sorrell Berry, Sorrell, edge rusher for Texas. Then you got the one for Sorrell from Ohio State. So, hey, either one of them three, either one of them two, either one of them three, I just named.
The Texans need a wide receiver, though. They need Jalen Noel, bro. Jalen Noel they need to put some weapons around Stroud.
Jalen Noel, Noel already went.
He already gone.
He already gone. That's who they got already. Texas, they got W. Marks. He's from USC, running back. Woody Marks, running back.
Not bad. Not bad. Physical runner. Shifty. Not bad.
But I'm gonna see something here. The best available running back.
5'10", 207. Now he from Mississippi State, bro. He ain't from USC. Yeah,
You sure?
I like that. Yeah, he from Mississippi State, bro. I like that though. Man, look, bro. He gave us a hard time. He gave us a hard time in that game. Oh, he transferred to you. He played with Mississippi State and he transferred to USC.
For the USC.
But yeah, he gave us a hard time 2 years ago.
Yeah. And he'll workhorse. He'll workhorse.
See what he just did to LSU? Ran over that LSU defense.
You see what he just did to Michigan? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm looking at the best available running backs that's left in the draft right now.
The Rams just traded up. Uh-oh.
Who will be there?
Yeah, I don't think they get no quarterback right here, man.
Nah.
Please don't get sold.
Uh-oh. Joshquez Hunter, an Auburn player, went before Shador. A running back. Yes.
Jacquez Hunter. They got
Joshquez Hunter. Joshquez Hunter.
What the? Okay, that's the Texans. That's the Texans clapping. Why they ain't showing the Rams damn room?
The Rams just got Joshquez Hunter.
Good pick. Good pick. I would hand the ball off to him. I wouldn't be trying to turn him into no pass catching running back. Hand the ball off to him. Stafford. Hand the ball off to him. He ain't no Emmitt Smith. You know, when you catch him, you gotta treat him like Barry Sanders. Hand him the ball.
He got think about it. He got the 4th most rushing yard in Auburn history.
Yeah, he will run you over. He remind me of Brent Ford.
Yeah,
he remind me of a throwback Brent Ford.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And whenever anything else failed last year, what did he do?
On our defense. He did that to us. What you just saw right there. He did. Let me tell you something. You do that to us, you got all my respect.
Hey, what day did you say? What day did you say we got ready to play y'all? We got to stop Joshquez Hunter. Yep. Ain't that what you said?
Yep, that's what I used to always say. You got to stop Joshquez Hunter. Rams got them a good one, bro. Rams got them a damn good one, bro. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it.
Who we gonna pick?
Billy Bowman Jr. He pretty good. All right, so we got another safety here. Okay. All right.
Yeah. For the SEC, bro.
Okay. Third team on SEC. Okay, I see what Raheem doing. He created a no-fly zone, bro. I like that Xavier Watts pick last night.
Yeah,
a no-fly zone, bro.
Hey, think about it. And all these picks Atlanta have made all SEC players. When the last time the Falcons did that?
Man, never. And I'm going back to the Rankin Smith days, bro. Never in franchise history have we picked. Well, Watts is he? You know, he independent. He played with Notre Dame, but never in franchise history have we took 3 SEC players in the draft. This is a record right here for the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. Think about it. He can play the run and he can play the pass.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I like
and a good overfield tackle. A 4.42 and a 40.
Yeah, he fast too. See, Raheem. And then you're like, what fast? Xavier Watts run a 4.5, man. Man, he getting speed, bro. He want a fast defense. Yeah.
Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts, and now Billy Bowman Jr. Lord have mercy.
Now, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm getting Sawyer. If I'm Cincinnati, I'm getting Sawyer or Smile Munder.
Mm-hmm. And think about it. Let's go back to Atlanta Falcons for 3 minutes, right? The interior is good. The interior of the defense is good. Grady Jarrett, come on, bro. What else can you do? Brady
Jarrett gone.
Oh yeah, but still, look look who he mentored in that interior of that defense.
Yeah.
Interior line of that defense.
And then we picked up Leonard Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
We
Barry Carter.
Barry Carter. That's a good one. That's a good one. That was gonna be, I had Sawyer, Barrett Carter, but yeah, Billy Bowman, man. Billy Bowman, you saw what he did to Bama. Billy Bowman, he had a good game, shut down Bama.
Boy.
Ryan Williams, they couldn't do nothing. Them tired receivers couldn't do nothing that night, man. Billy Bowman was, man, he was sacking Jalen Miro that night.
He was a spy on him. Nobody knew that he was a spy. He was a spy. Tennessee coming up next with the pick. And Tennessee is on the clock. The pick is in. Boy, they're picking fast this round.
Yeah. Sikkim. They got to go fast, bro. They got to go all the way to 7 rounds. They'll be up in the midnight going slow. Yeah, Sikkim, man. We got Xavier Watts, remember? That safety from Notre Dame that was giving us a hard time in that Sugar Bowl. We got a defense. We got a defense now, man.
Yeah. 225 said outside of Julio, she can't remember. Hell, I can't remember either. I can't look because them many SEC players. Hey, they going strict. Look here. Atlanta going strictly defense in this draft. I see that. They said we could bring somebody else. We go get somebody else off offense. Let's build up. What they doing is building build this young team up for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that what you're seeing?
Mm-hmm.
So Tennessee picking. They got G Ham. I'm gonna see where he from Texas. Gunnar Ham.
Damn, they got a good one.
For Texas.
They got a good one, man.
Tied in.
Mackey Award semifinalist. That's a damn good pick right there. Tennessee is having a good draft. Tennessee having a damn good draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. The SEC is having a good damn draft this year.
Mm-hmm. The SEC killing it.
Hold on. I'm gonna go back to round 1 to this one. See how many SEC players don't win. This is we are biased. We are biased, but we non-biased too. But you can't how should I say it? You can't
Tampa Bay pick is in. I would bring Shedeur in as a backup if I'm Tampa.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they're gonna do. Bring him in as a backup. I told everybody Smile Monday should have came back for his senior year. Let's see what Tampa finna take. David Walker, edge, Central Arkansas. I don't know if I would draft an edge that short, 6 feet. You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want my edge to be able to stand up and see over the damn line, man. I want my edge rusher to be like at least 6'2", bro.
But yeah, but that low center of the gravity, he can take advantage of it. See what I'm saying?
I would move him to linebacker. I don't know if I'll have him at defensive end. You want your defensive end to have some height on them, bro.
Yeah. But they're going to have him lose weight, though. You know what I'm saying? To do that. and hopefully not lose that speed. That's the thing.
Man, these GMs, they gonna regret passing up that boy though, man. For real. Cause he gonna get in there. Whoever get him, he gonna get in there and show out. Pittsburgh coming up after Carolina. We'll see what Pittsburgh do. Pittsburgh ain't picked no quarterback yet. And they thinking they're gonna get Aaron Rodgers, but why not bring Shador in? Because if you get Aaron Rodgers, you only gonna get him for maybe like a year or two. Shador 23, so he can sit. He young enough. He could sit behind somebody for 2 years and learn. Lathan Ransom, Ohio State. That's a good one. That's a good pick.
Yeah. The SEC done put 46 people in the NFL. Been drafted. 46 SEC players have been drafted in this draft so far. 6 foot quarter, 206 pounds.
Yeah, he a safety, move like a linebacker.
Yeah. And hit like a linebacker. Oh, the Giants got Scatterboo.
Yeah, the Giants. The Giants got
That's it.
Scatterboo.
Because I think they try to make it. Hey, Angelica. I think they try to make up for that mistake they made with what's the name that sent to Philadelphia. What do you think?
Yeah.
But just think.
I'm just saying, bro, that I think Jackson Dart. I put it like this: they in a better situation with Jackson Dart than they were with Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
a little team together.
Think about this though. Think about this, right? Just think if they got Jackson Dart, they still had that running back that they what was his name? What that running back name there in Philadelphia now?
Saquon Barkley.
Just think him and Scatterboo.
Well, you weren't gonna be able to have both of them. You weren't gonna be able to have both of them. But if I was the Giants, I would get one more scat back. If it's a scat back available at the end of the draft, I would get them.
They pick us in.
Let's see what the Steelers getting ready to do. Is this the moment?
Yeah.
This the moment? Can this be the moment? Can this be the moment where Shador finally comes off the board?
They pick us in.
The Lord knows they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
They need a quarterback, man. I mean, they got all the weapons, man. They just need a damn quarterback. They got Metcalf and George Pickens. They need a quarterback to throw to them boys, man.
I'm gonna say this. If you was a Pittsburgh fan, I guarantee some of the Pittsburgh fans, Shador's still on the board. Pick Shador. I guarantee somebody hollering at the street, get Shador.
I know some Pittsburgh fan, they're saying, man, we need to get Shador. They got Jack Sawyer. They got
Edge rusher.
Yeah, man, it ain't looking good. He's still about the fourth, bro. I don't know, man. I don't see him getting drafted at all today. He's still about the fourth.
Because I think all seven rounds is today. I think. I think it is.
How many spots left in the fourth round?
Fourth round, we got hold on, I'll tell you the minute. Hello. Yeah. This is just 21 pick. Got 15 more picks, bro.
Yeah.
Got Cleveland coming up at the third. Then New Orleans coming up 29th. The Bears coming up 30th. The Raiders coming up 33. So it don't look good.
Mm-mm.
Don't look good. Like I said, I think that
what all teams left now? Again, say that again now. That was a good pick by the Steelers, though. Jack Sawyer. If you're not going to get a quarterback, you go edge
defense. Yeah, got Green Bay picking next. Got the Chargers picking out the them. Cleveland out the them. Indianapolis, Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Chicago, Kansas City, Denver, Las Vegas, Baltimore, Seattle, and San Francisco.
I don't think Dallas gonna get them. You said Dallas coming up soon.
Dallas is coming up. No, Dallas ain't coming up. Dallas ain't got no more picks this round.
Yep, Jack Sawyer and T.J. Watt on defense together. Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, they're gonna be a problem. I'm glad they ain't in our division. Had to play them twice.
Yeah, but we gonna be a problem too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be a heck of a problem.
On one side, Jalen Walker on the other side. Man, we're gonna be a problem, bro.
And then with that, don't give us a short field with that offense.
Mm-mm.
You're right. He is gonna compliment him. 225 girl that we were talking about. He's gonna compliment him.
Yeah, a lot of the GMs I noticed, man, they're going defense heavy in this draft.
Yeah. Although some of them need to talk offense.
Mm-hmm.
Track had the youngest roster in the NFL last year.
See what the Packers do. Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Put some more weapons around Jordan Love. Baron Sorrell, edge rusher. Yeah. Like I said, if you're not gonna get any weapons on offense, go edge. Go build up that defensive, your pass rush.
Okay, let me see some here. Come on. This is a sad moment right here.
Yeah, he dropped out the 4th round, man. It don't look good. I don't see him getting drafted at all, bro. Because I just don't see the GM wanting to bring him in as a backup. I'm just going off of history, man. They ain't gonna want that distraction. They ain't gonna want the backup coming in, outshining to get more attention than the starter.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he stayed. He stayed till his number got called.
That persistence right there.
4.6, 40-yard. That he fast too, bro. He got some speed on him.
And he knew he was gonna get called. You know what I'm saying? He knew he was gonna get called. Persistent, bro. 6'3" and a quarter, 256.
Mm-hmm.
That against Clemson.
And that was against BYU. See, he played, he played against some competition. So he battle tested.
Yeah.
And this was against us.
This against Texas A&M. That gets Texas A&M right what I'm looking at.
This was against us. Right here, where he got ETN on the goal line.
Oh, yeah, I remember that play. Mm-hmm. I remember that play. He took on 2 blockers at that.
Yep,
He
took
took
on
on
two
two.
blockers.
He can play the pass. He'll pass rusher, and he can stay there and play the run. You can't ask for a better edge rusher.
Mm-mm.
I like what you see what he did going out there to Green Bay Packer fan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gonna come in and make an instant impact. Players like that, they come in hungry like that.
Hey, he got a chip on his shoulder right now, in which he feel like, oh, I should win in the first or second round. You see what I'm saying? A third round. Let's see.
I don't know, man. I just don't understand it, man. I really don't. I really don't understand it. I don't understand it, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And you know, the only time I see stuff like this happening if it's injury related, like Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Bridgewater, he dipped in the draft, man, because he got injured. You know what I'm saying? That boy from Florida State last year, you know, he didn't get drafted because he got injured. That quarterback that led Florida State to an undefeated season, he got hurt right before he got hurt in that Florida game. Because I know he would have been a first rounder. He would have been right up there with Jaden Daniels. The only time I see players that are ranked that high drop this low in the draft is injury related, or they got some kind of legal issues, bro. But damn. He ain't got no illegal issues. He ain't been in no trouble. And he has no injuries, no season-ending injuries or anything like that. So I can't explain it, man. I don't
can't
know
explain
what's
it.
going on.
Like I said, we said, it's a combination of everything we talked about earlier in the show. It's a combination. You can go to the flashiness. You can go to the holding the ball long, not going to the combine, the interview, and what the dad said. It's a combination of all of them. And people think the GM just looks at how they played during college. No, they're looking at your integrity. They're looking at how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Although some NFL players, when they get there, they get the big head and they F up. You see what usually happens? They get kicked out because they got zero tolerance now. Like you said, it ain't the 90s no more. So I don't know what to say.
Well, I would definitely, right about now, man, you got to evaluate the situation. If I'm Deion, I know he loves to do things his way, but, you know, he got to switch it up now, man. He got to switch it up now. He got to, I would tone down on all that flashiness and having celebrities on the sidelines and all that. I would tone down on all that because you don't want this to affect your program. You don't want the narrative sent to these kids' parents that, well, if I send my kid to Colorado, Deion, because Deion being blackballed by the league, my son ain't gonna get that'll kill my son's chance of getting drafted in the NFL.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't want that narrative out there.
And they wonder why so many teams, so many players.
And Teddy Bridgewater didn't drop this far. He didn't. Teddy Bridgewater had a damn season-ending injury, and he didn't drop this far in the draft.
And the Big Ten got 33 players drafted so far. So they haven't Big Ten and SEC is having a big day in this year's draft.
Cal Kennard, Edge, South Carolina, good pick. Damn good pick.
Y'all played against him, didn't you?
Yeah, no, we ain't play him, but that joker won the Nagurski award. I'm surprised he was on the board that long.
First in school history to win it.
Mm-hmm. Big dude, 6'4". That's what you want your edge to be like.
6'4", 254.
Hell yeah.
This against Georgia Tech right here. Oh, this is what he played at Georgia Tech.
He played at Georgia Tech.
Boy, just thinking Georgia Tech had them this year when they played y'all, bro.
We wouldn't have won the game. We would not have won the game. Only thing about him is he need to tone down on his aggressiveness. He get too many roughing the passer calls. Don't be so aggressive. He good though.
I think he would have made it to the draft, even at Georgia Tech. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just that doggone good, especially playing against the team he was playing against.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, because you got drafted, don't mean you'll guarantee the spot on NFL roster.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you get drafted this late in the round. Heartbreak 22 said, wait a minute, he didn't go to the combine. Yep. I think that was a mistake right there. He didn't go to the combine.
And with the interview nonchalant. So basically it's a job interview when you go to the combine and interviews.
Cleveland just got Dylan Sampson.
Yeah. The 2024 Doak Walker Award semifinalist. He tied for the FBS in Russia.
Yeah, because he ran over us. He had a good night on us. I give you that, man. That he hard to bring down.
The coach got Jalen Travis out of Iowa State.
So they already got Jurgens. So they add Dylan Sampson. Oh man, Cleveland. They telling everybody, man, we finna run on you. We going back to the days of Kevin Mack and Ernest Biner. That two-headed monster. Washington needed him though. They need a running back, man, for real. They needed a running back. Oh yeah, that's right. Cleveland they got Dylan Gabriel, so I guess they feel like they got their quarterback.
Jalen Lane, wide receiver out of Virginia Tech. That who Washington just picked up. 5'10", 191.
So who left in the fourth round so far?
Talking about the pick, got Baltimore, got 2 picks in the fourth round. The Eagles, the Saints, the Bears, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Raiders, Seahawks, and the 49ers. Picking last.
Well, we'll hang around. We'll hang around to the end of the fourth round, man. We'll see how the fourth round play out.
And then, like I said, I'll be paying attention and see who get to the 5th, 6th, 7th round.
Whatever happens, we'll come back on and talk about it later on, like the 5th and the 6th and the 7th round.
Yeah, and you know what, bro? I'm going to say this. I'm happy for Jaquez Hunter. You know, I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? He deserved to get picked. He deserved to get picked. Although we didn't have a great season, a good season like we're supposed to have, but hey, injuries and all that stuff, yeah, they did what they had to do, and we had some young players, and guess what? It gonna be crazy next year. College football gonna be crazy next year, bro. And NFL gonna be crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what draft picks gonna be still on that team in the starting lineup when the season begins. That's what we got to see. Let's see. Baltimore picks is in. They pick is in. Let's see who they pick in. Let's see who they picked up.
Man, this is not good, man. This ain't good. This ain't good for a lot of reasons. Not, like I said, I think Shedeur gonna be okay. Whether if he do his thing in the NFL or he go to the UFL for a year or two and ball out there and then go to he young.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing about it with him. He's young. Okay. But for Deion, this could hurt Deion more. Because you do the problem is ain't nobody else from Colorado getting drafted either.
And it makes you wonder who else on Colorado shied. Shiloh, Shedeur, and Travis Hunter.
Now I'm just saying I think it's more about a Deion protest. I think it's a Deion protest. Now Travis Hunter, I think he was good either way. You know, okay, you just can't pass up nobody that good. You ain't gonna pass up that kind of talent.
You think he still would have got drafted if he stayed at Jackson State?
Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Number 2?
I don't think he would have went that high, but he would have went like in the second or third round.
Yeah.
Mel Copper said best players: Shedeur Sanders, Yaya Black, Jalen Royals,
Marcus Mabu,
Yimbo, Eli Onyemore. I think Yaya Black gonna come out the board first.
Yeah, I think so.
Win.
And Baltimore picks in. I don't know who they get picked up. Green Bay, Wisconsin made some money this weekend. Mm-hmm. They got Buchanan, linebacker out of California, the Cal Bears linebacker. They got Buchanan out of California Bears. Teddy Buchanan. (6'2", 180, 233 pounds. Outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Got this 27. Got 9 more picks in this and 9 more picks in the round. So, and the pick it got Philadelphia. We know Philadelphia don't need another quarterback. He ain't gonna come down to New Orleans. New Orleans and Las Vegas. Hey. That's why I say sometimes it does not pay to throw a draft watching party. You know what I'm saying?
No, if I'm a player, I ain't throwing no party.
I ain't either.
I would just invite some of my friends. Okay, Philadelphia just traded up.
They traded up. We'll see who did they just traded up with.
Oh, the Philadelphia. Wait a minute. The Philadelphia
Jets.
They picked to the Jets.
Yeah.
What they trying to do?
I don't know. Jets International Fan of the Year. Okay. Who did they get?
Let's see what they finna get.
Malachi Moore, Alabama. Safety.
Good pick.
Damn good pick.
Damn good pick.
That sure was.
That was a damn good pick right there.
Mm-hmm.
He can hit too. That joker,
Mm-hmm.
that joker, he man, he hit your ass.
Yeah. And no, he can play the run. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. That's a strong safety or free safety.
I ain't know he was still on the board, man. But I'm good with Bowman. But
Mm-hmm.
if you give me a choice between him and Bowman, I would have probably went with Malachi Moore, man.
Yeah. But either or, you know what I'm saying? With that defense.
Yeah, they both similar. They both, yeah.
Hey, see, like, let's see. How many say they got tight end, corner, wide receiver, safety? So they got 3 offensive players and 2 defensive players. Well, in fact, went basically a defense in this draft.
They didn't win. Atlanta went all defense. They ain't picked up that. They did exactly what I want them to do.
Yeah, and you talked about this in the offseason, but I didn't think they're going. I thought the first 3 rounds, yeah, you know what I'm saying. The first 3 rounds, yeah, pick up the defensive player, but the 4th round and hey, bro, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So they go.
It's crazy, man. I mean, man, look, let me tell you something. He got money. He got money, man. He don't really need the money. I know this hurt.
Yeah.
Your pride a little bit or whatever, man. But I would just go ahead, man. Look, the NFL don't want you, man. Go to the UFL. Go to the UFL, man, and build a legacy in the UFL.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
Cause I'm like this right here. If he don't get drafted, he gonna get invited to training camp.
I wouldn't do no walk on crap. I would go on to the UFL, bro. I would go on to Saints Joe Quincy Riley. Yeah, man. I don't see no intentions of any team draft. This is a Deion protest. This is a Deion protest, bro. I don't see no intentions on any GM drafting this kid, bro. This is a Deion protest, right?
Yeah. Remember earlier the year, and when Deion said Dallas, who else he named? Dallas, San Francisco, the other team that he played for, he didn't even name Atlanta in there. You see what I'm saying? So you feel what I'm saying? So
he probably should have. He probably should have, gotten cozy with Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank, Arthur Blank, he'll go outside the box and would have brought him in as a backup.
Mm-hmm. Got 2 young players.
Mm-hmm.
One started, one back up. Guess what? How you gonna go wrong with the weapons he got? Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think where this right here, where Deion being Shedeur father hurt him. Not saying he's a bad father, but this right here hurt him. You feel what I'm saying? This right here hurt him.
Not going to the combine really did him in, man. That did him in right there. Hold on for a quick second, man.
Yeah.
Order my food, man. My stomach growl.
look, look, I got some chicken tenders down in there that got that in the air fryer. I ain't got them out yet. Cause we look, this is like a soap opera right here, bro. This is like a soap opera. This ain't nothing but a soap opera. So everybody watching, everybody is George Sender watching. Yeah, that and yeah, Sante, he was I just got a new feed on there. He was hyped about Jacquez Hunterman drafted. Guess what? That's what teammates supposed to do before to be hyped about your teammate getting drafted. Like I said, you go to UFL, to CFL, or you can go to uh, train, get invited to a training camp and make your round start, make your thing go. So, hey, come in with a chip on the shoulder, do the best you can, and not going to the combine and the lackluster interview is kind of for not. It's kind of hurt you. So the Bears picking in. They got Ruben Hopalata the second for linebacker from Maryland. So that's that right there. And guess what? Got fourth round picks. The Hall of Fame. Four of them got in the Hall of Fame. It's not necessarily just a bad thing, but it's crazy. It's crazy how this draft is turning out. It's I don't know what else to say. Ruben Hopalata the second. You going to the Bears, and the Chiefs is picking next. So anyway, we got six more picks to the fourth round over, and Kansas City Chiefs is on the clock. I wouldn't. It'd be crazy. But how many of y'all thought Shador been gone by now? How many of y'all thought he'd be gone by now? By a show of hands. By a show of hands. I said it before. I said during the season, his draft stock is a lot of things that goes into get drafted in the NFL. That at NBA, you got to go to combines, you got to go to interviews, and you got to do a whole lot of things that you don't want to do, but you got to make a good first impression to the teams, all the teams. Yeah, you got to make good impression to all the teams. He's 6 foot, 240, and Chiefs picks are in. We finna find out who they picked up. And I don't know who they picked up yet, so we just wait. It's gonna be. Hold on. Yeah, Shador still hasn't went yet, and this is round 4 of the NFL draft. So Chiefs picks in, and the NFL schedule release 2025. The NFL schedule will be released on May 14th. So it will be out there. So we'll find out where every team playing and what time and where whatever. Here we go. Chiefs picks in. Waiting on the name. We waiting on them. I don't know why it taking so long for them to say who they picked. And Patrick Mahomes got sacked 36 times last year, most of the in the NFL. And here we go. Here we go to pick. Here we go to pick right here. Let's see. Jalen Roy from Utah State, wide receiver. That's who Kansas City got. Got another wide receiver. Jalen Roy from Utah State. 24 second team all Mountain West. 2023 first team all Mountain West. 126 reception, 1,914 reception yard, 21 touchdowns. So he had 15 reception, 23 school record, missed last 5 games last year. Last season, missed 5 games last season. So Jalen Roy, hey, Kansas City got him. Denver is on the clock now. And we got 5 more picks for this round is over with.
Crunch time.
Yep, 5 more picks. That's not a bad pick by Kansas City.
Yeah, I like Jalen Royals, man. I like him, bro. I like him. He fast. He got size on him. He one of them guys,
4-4-2.
man. Yeah, he one of them guys, man. Probably didn't have the grades or the GPA to get up in the SEC school, and he had to, end up going to Utah State.
And then he missed 5 games last year, so that kind of helped him a little bit. Yeah.
But boy, when he healthy, he on. He held to deal with when he healthy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like a 4-4-2.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it is to run a 4-4-2. Hey, I think when we went to that thing down there for National Championship Day, that's what I think I went. I think I probably read about 4-5, 4-6. But you know what I'm saying. But at my age, that's good. That's good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But this, you know what? Why don't you feel like Shador is your son right now, and you feeling sorry for him?
Well,
you feel some kind of pain for him. Know what I'm saying? Not sorry, but some kind of pain for him.
I feel bad for him, but if I'm Deion, I'm taking the blame for this.
Yeah.
Because a kid gonna do what his mother and father tell him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the route that he was going with all that flashiness and stuff, man, I just wouldn't have went that route, man.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't have went that route myself.
I would have never encouraged him not to go to that combine. If anything, I've been like, son, you need to go to that combine. Go to the combine and do the best, give the best interviews. The NFL is like any other job. I don't give a damn how good you are. When you go for an interview, the goal is to give the best interview that you can possibly give.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, man.
Yeah, and think about it with going to an interview. I don't care how you go to an interview. You gotta when they ask you a question, you gotta answer the question honestly. You see what I'm saying? Q Robinson, edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. And number 59.
Yeah, 4 sacks though.
Yeah, 4 sacks, 7 tackle for loss, 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah, 4 sacks, bro. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but
Yeah, all
the Raiders on the clock.
he ain't no damn Pierce or Jalen Walker, bro.
Nah. Look, we got what we just had to tighten up that back end just a little bit.
He
You know
got
what I'm saying?
the Buckers Award winner and the Buckers Award runner-up.
We just had to tighten up that back end on the defense a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the telltale sign. The Raiders. I think the I'm gonna be surprised the SEC had about 60 plus 70 plus player going in the draft this year.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know how fun flag football is though, bro. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun as I don't know what.
Flag football and kickball were my 2 favorites.
That was fun. That was fun, boy. Hey, that was a fun time though. Woo! What?
Yeah, he all right, man.
Yeah, 6'4", 3/4, 243. Yeah, he okay. But you know they're gonna show the best.
He ain't Campbell. He ain't Campbell. The guy that the Eagles got, bro. He ain't on that level, man.
Mm-mm. He gonna have to work hard.
The Raiders got Tonka Hemingway, defensive tackle, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
He all right. He ain't, Hemingway, he was all right.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Don't look like he going in the 4th round. Like I said, man, I have my doubts of him getting drafted at all. I think this is a orchestrated protest.
Yeah.
I think he's getting the Colin Kaepernick treatment right now.
Yeah. And I look at this right here. Atlanta really didn't need him. You know what I'm saying? They went in that mindset draft. I'm telling you, Atlanta won't even think about Shador. I'm going to tell you that right there.
I mean, the thing is, like I said, I'm not knocking Shador. I'm not going to sit up here and say the kid ain't good. He good, and he should have been taken in the 2nd round.
Yeah,
he was good enough to be taken in the 2nd round. This what's going on right now. Right now, with him slipping out of the 4th round, and we get ready to go into the 5th. This was definitely an orchestrated collusion protest against Deion.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it. The retiring of the jersey, the flashiness, we gonna be picky about where he goes. Sandbagging in the interviews and thumbing your nose up at the NFL Combine. I understand why they did.
It's a backlash.
It's a message. It's a message. It's a message. I don't think they're gonna blackball him the way they did Colin Kaepernick. I don't think Colin Kaepernick. They gave him the Pete Rose treatment.
Yeah.
He got the Pete Rose treatment, bro. I don't think he getting that. I don't think he getting the Kaepernick Pete Rose treatment, but this was definitely a message sent to Deion.
Yeah,
and he got to kind of switch it up on how he doing business at Colorado, man, because it's not about Shador right now. It ain't about Shador right now. It's about the freaking program. You don't want this affecting your program.
Mm-hmm. And thing about it, and you go say we're gonna be picky about where he goes. How you gonna be picky about where he goes when you're not the GM, you're not the owner, you're not the head coach of the NFL franchise team. You see what I'm saying? How you gonna be picky? You can't be picky.
How many more picks left?
Out of this one, 2 in this round.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That is it. What's that Chip Kearns used to say? The announcer for the Lakers. Ain't that his name, Chip Kearns?
Yeah, Chip Hearn. Yeah, Chip Hearn.
Chip Hearn. What was that slogan he used to say? About the refrigerator, about put the butter in somebody.
Yeah, okay. He had so many of them, bro.
He used to say put the butter in the milk in the refrigerator.
Yeah, so many of them.
Was a fool, boy. When Magic and Kareem then would ice the game up, Red Junkies come with that crazy ass slogan.
Yeah. Tennessee got the wide receiver out of Stanford.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick, man. Kid got speed on him. He can leap. That's the one thing about him, bro. That boy got hang time, man.
Yeah, he got them hands.
Yeah, he got them hands. Yeah. Yeah, 2 more picks, man. I see if I'm Seattle right here, I'm going, let's see who's left. Smile Munden's left. Seattle trade pick. Who they trading to? New England.
Yeah, New England picking.
Receiver. I'm going receiver here. I will go receiver. If you're not going receiver, I will go linebacker.
The pick is in.
Yeah. I will go linebacker if I'm the Patriots. Now you done did what you had to do with the offense. Now you want to work on the defense. You want to work on the defense. Miles Frazier, guard. Riley Mills. Damn, the ACL. Man, if he wouldn't have tore his ACL, bro, he would have been a first
Mills. Yeah, Mills, yeah.
Hell, man.
Yeah. See, New England pick is in. See, I guarantee you ESPN ain't keeping this real. Like we are.
Well, they don't know. They don't know. They just like us. They do not know, bro. They don't know. They don't know. I could tell they don't know, man, because a lot of them, man, they been getting like the Dallas pick, bro. They didn't like that. They didn't like the Jackson Dart pick. They went ham about that pick, bro. They did not like that pick, bro.
But the thing is, ESPN. But I look at it right here. Yeah, we already know should do it for the win. But guess what? You got to look at all the elements in. You can't just put one thing in the pot. You got to put all the stuff in the pot. See what it all came down to. You know what I'm saying?
It's off the field. Off the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bad off the field, the arrogance and the flashiness. The GMs, man, it's three things. It's a couple of things they don't like, okay?
Somebody tell them what to do. One of them.
That right there, trying to come in and take over. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Getting in trouble. I mean, criminal law. Breaking the law type trouble, you know. And number 3, being a distraction in the locker room. They don't like that. They just don't like that, man. I hate it. I don't agree with it. I feel like the best players should play, but these GMs, man, they got a job to do too, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they ain't finna be out here taking risks on players that will come in and mess up the chemistry of the franchise, of the organization, bro.
It's like this right here. The owners have somebody else too, which is the fans. Because the fans don't show up, they ain't finna get paid, right?
Hell no.
The GM got some people else too, which is the owner.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It all rolls downhill. They got a whole new coaching staff in New England.
Now, even though Shador would bring, he would put butts in the seats,
Mm-hmm.
but is it worth the distraction? You know what I'm saying? You gotta look. It's Joshua Farmer. I wouldn't have traded her. He would have been there. Come on,
Yeah, he would have been there. He would have defense tech. He would have been there.
He would have been
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah, he would have been there. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
King INF, I can't say that, bro. I mean, look how many of them was immature. Baker Mayfield was immature, man. He was playing for like. Hold on, man. My food just got here.
But you got to look at some of us immature, but it's not the immaturity. It's it's just with I'm gonna say it. Dion, what he said and what he said, regardless of how he said it, but that kind of hurt. It kind of like, okay, we're gonna make him earn it. We're gonna make him earn the spot back on the roster, on the spot on one of the franchise roster. Like we said before, UFL, CFL, or get invited to a NFL training camp and take a spot. Now this gonna make him work harder, and with a chip on the shoulder. So think about it. It's kind of, I feel kind of bad for Shador because they doing it to him because of what his father did or what his father said. Well, Shador is a good quarterback, so we got to sit back and see what going to transpire next three rounds. I'm gonna see next 3 rounds. Let's see. Come on. See, next 3 rounds happening around. Let's see. Got 40 picks in round 5. That's 80 picks right there. That's 80 picks. $121 picks plus.
Okay, let me King INF. Yeah, Baker Mayfield was way better. Exactly. I agree with you on that. But the immaturity thing, there are a lot of players that came in. I mean, Jameis Winston was immature and he had legal issues. Jalen Carter was immature and he had legal issues. Hell, he was speed racing, and in the result of him speed racing, 2 people lost their lives. So we can't sit there and single out Shador and say, the immaturity. I don't think that was. I think what I do agree with you on, Dion telling the media he only playing for certain. That is one. Him not going to the combines 2, and sandbagging in them interviews. So you all 3 of them, to me, that probably sent a message to the GMs that they were thumbing their nose up at the GMs. And now I think this right here, they're sending a message. This is geared toward Dion. Change the way you do business, or we're gonna continue. We're gonna blackball your players that come out of Colorado. And this right here is Shador gonna be okay. Shador gonna be okay. Don't get me wrong, because you got the UFL, you got the CFL, or hell, he could even decide to go back to Colorado and unretire his number and play a 5th year. But who is gonna hurt the worst will be Dion, because you don't want these future recruits thinking that, hey, if I come and play for Coach Prime, I'm not gonna get drafted in the NFL because they blackballing him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want that perception out there, man. So that's who is gonna hurt the most. It's gonna hurt Prime more than it's gonna hurt Shedeur, because Shedeur gonna be all right. Shedeur got money. He can go in the UFL and play. You know, he can go to the CFL and play, or he can go back to Colorado and play. But who is going to hurt the most is going to be Deion and the program,
Yeah.
the Colorado program.
And who it gonna hurt the other players. And right now,
No Colorado player has been taken besides Travis Hunter, and there are some good players. I see some players. I know there are some players for Colorado that are better than some of the players that's being picked off the board. Wester is damn good. Shepard. If Shepard, look, man, when he was at Vanderbilt, if he would have came out instead of going to Colorado, he would have been drafted in probably no later than the 3rd round. Will Shepard.
The Horn.
Yep, Jimmy Horn. That's another one. Neither one of them have been drafted. Horn, Wester, neither one of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this right here.
Shepard is this kid that just got picked out of Utah State. Will Shepard is way better than him. Way better. It ain't even close.
See, sometimes it's not good to transfer to somewhere else where the coach is, you know what I'm saying? Like Deion, sometimes it's not good. But I look at it, it got 121 more picks from round 5 to the end of round 7. 121 more picks. We're gonna find out. So
yeah, we're gonna find out, man. So we gonna come back on. I'm getting ready, you know, I'm gonna get my grub on, and I'm gonna be watching this fifth and 6th round. And I'm curious to see Tyron Ingram-Dawkins, another Georgia boy, Sikkim. Tyron Ingram-Dawkins going to the Vikings. I hated losing him. Bro. I mean, man, that was our run stopper there, bro. I hated losing him, man. But hey, I think we're gonna be good with Elijah Griffin, though.
Yeah, but round 5 has started, and I know myself, we gotta go get something else started. We ain't done all day. So
one last question for you. So the transfer portal officially closed last night at midnight. The transfer portal shut down. As is, how do you feel about your Auburn Tigers? As is right now.
You talking about a football transfer portal, or you talking about the transfer portal as a whole?
No. I'm talking about your Auburn Tigers right now, as is, because ain't nobody leaving, ain't nobody coming in. That's it. What your roster is gonna look like today. What your roster look like today is gonna look like that come Labor Day weekend.
Because the reason I asked that question, because the transfer portal for basketball is closed too, and the football is closed.
No, I ain't talking about basketball. I'm talking about football. I'm talking about how do you feel?
I feel good with my mind.
Okay. I definitely think Auburn, looking at that schedule and looking at what y'all got coming back and what y'all done added, I definitely think that Auburn is a dark horse to make the playoffs, in my opinion. I'm going to be honest, as a Georgia Bulldog fan, Georgia Bulldog fan, I see 2 L's on the schedule. I see 2 losses, maybe a possible 3. I think we could creep in as that 4th playoff team from the SEC, but I definitely don't see us winning the SEC this year. I don't see us repeating as SEC champions. I think this is going to be a year like 2020, a year kind of like what we had in 2020, where it was a rebuilding year. We were very young that year. Everybody was young that year. Stetson, and Zeus, you know what I'm saying? James Cook, McIntosh, Edwards, Milton, everybody was young that year. You know, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, everybody was young. It was young. It was a learning process that year, and we came back the following year and won the national title. So that's where I see my Georgia Bulldogs at. But Auburn, I think Auburn is ready. Y'all been knocking on the door for a while now, and Hugh Freeze, he better do something, or his seat gonna get hot. Because remember what I said now, in the last 50 years. Every Auburn head coach, what this is now, what we're going into, what is Hugh Freeze? What year is this for Hugh Freeze? What year would this be for Hugh Freeze? Would this be year 3?
Yeah, but you know what?
Every Auburn head coach in the last 50 years going into year 3. In year 3, they at least won the SEC.
I'm like that right here. I feel better about Hugh Freeze beating Bama than I do what's the name of Ohio State beat Michigan.
I think Ryan. I'm gonna put it like this. I think Ryan Day gonna get him this year. If he don't win that damn Ohio State Michigan game this year, bro, he gonna get the Gene Chisnett treatment. I'm just saying, wait for it, nigga. Look, man. Look, winning the national title is all good, fine, and well. Don't get me wrong, but you know that as a college football fan, you got to beat your rival. You got to beat your rival. You can't beat your rival. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And this will be 5 years in a row, bro. This will be 5 years in a row if he loses to me.
So, in other words, hey, look. See, Michigan already done swept them, right? 4 straight.
Man, ain't no Ohio State coach in history. I can't remember. I looked all through the history books. Ain't no Ohio State coach in history lost no 5 straight games to no damn Michigan.
So you said Michigan try to go for get
5, bro. 5. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5, bro.
Hello. In other words, you trying to say Michigan trying to start another 4-game win streak on, try to go 8 straight on?
Man, they trying to drop an 8 ball on them, bro. They trying to drop an 8 ball on them, bro. This new class that Shamar Sharon Moore done brought in. I said Shamar. The Sharon Moore done brought in, man. Man, look out, bro. Look out. They young this year. I think I give them 9, maybe 10 possible wins. But I can definitely see Michigan making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, man, Ryan Day, man, he better beat Michigan this year, bro. It ain't no damn excuse. And it ain't gonna be easy because they got to go to the big house in November.
Hey, you know what crazy though? You know what crazy? I just looked at the 5th round, right? You went to Colorado. He went to Colorado. You telling me HBCU student got drafted before you did?
I'm telling you, man. And that's why I said that's why I said, bro. If Travis Hunter would have stayed at Jet State, he would have at least went the 2nd round. It ain't no doubt in my mind.
Hey, think about that. A Division II, 2 players for Division II got drafted for Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
In the early rounds.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Well, everybody, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Day 3. Thank you all for coming out to the 20 Esports 2025 NFL Draft Watch Kickoff Show. We held it on through the 4th round. We kept it on a little longer through the 4th round. Any other time we'd have got off here by now.
Hey, it's like this right here. This is the 5th round started before we decided to get off. It's already had started. And see how the pick is up right now. So
man, let me tell you something, bro. I ain't even had a chance to watch SmackDown. I've been so into it ever since you put that phone call into me last night. I was doing my edit. I was like, wait a minute now. So I was putting your foot there. Man, I cut that laptop. I said, wait a minute. I got to go watch this. I got to go watch this, man. I tell you what, ESPN is getting their ratings. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. What I'm hearing, the draft is outperforming the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs. Because everybody watching. And look, this is gonna be the most watched fifth, sixth, and seventh. This is gonna be the most watched late round draft in the history of the NFL, bro. Because everybody want to see where this kid gonna fall. Go ahead.
And Riley Mills, the guy drafted defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. So
and he got injury problems. He coming off an ACL injury.
Yeah.
That is not a good sign right there, bro. And they telling you we rather take a chance on a player with a bad leg, with a bum leg, than to draft you. You healthy.
Yeah.
You healthy now, one of the best quarterbacks in college football, but we rather draft a guy with a bum leg. I tell you, man. Hey, it's a teachable moment. It's a teachable moment, man. Hey, look, I tell everybody. That is why some attention ain't always good. Get the wrong kind of attention is not good. Sometimes it's just best to fly under the radar. I've never been the type to like to draw unnecessary attention to myself, because when you do that, it can become a distraction to the people around you. So that's a teachable moment. What are your thoughts on Mania? Heartbreak. That first night, the first day was pretty good. I give you that. That second day, that main event, that John Cena, Cody Rhodes main event, that was the worst main event in WrestleMania history.
I'm telling you what.
And I'm including the King Kong Bundy Hogan damn main event. That King Kong Bundy Hogan main event in WrestleMania 2 was better than that crap.
I'm gonna tell you what stole the show night 2. The women is triple threat match.
Yeah,
and
that one and Dominique Mysterio.
That and Damian Priest and damn, can't think of that. Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dominique Mysterio, that
ended.
that Intercontinental match.
Yeah. So
hell, even the damn the AJ Styles match.
Yeah, it was a whole lot better.
Yeah, that was better than the main event. That main event, man, was the worst match. That damn John Cena Cody Rhodes match was the worst match of the card, of the entire WrestleMania card, in my opinion.
And I'm gonna tell you right here, they messed up when they started off with the women's triple threat match.
No, that ain't it, man. They didn't need that gimmick, that I want your soul gimmick. They should have let. They should wait a minute. Did you just see what I just saw on the screen? Shador.
Did he get picked before?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We gotta wait.
Let's see what the Brown finna do. Hold on now.
Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
I could have sworn, man. I could have sworn, bro. They flashed the picture of a Shador in Brown's gear.
They had 40 different starter quarterbacks since
they know damn well Dylan Gabriel ain't. I like Dylan. Don't get me wrong, man, but he benefited from the weapons that was around him at Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a good backup, but he ain't what you want to build your franchise off of. I say bring Shador in, let them two battle, and let the best man win. Do the same thing Jimmy Johnson did in 1991 when he brought Steve Walsh and Troy Aikman. He drafted both of them, and May the best man win. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, man. Draft both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I tell you that's. I told you that one. It wasn't nothing they could do at night two to outdo not one of WrestleMania. It wasn't nothing they could do.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
like I loved all of it except that main event. That main event was trash.
See, if they would have just
That
left,
main event was trash, man.
look, if they would just let John Cena didn't like who he was, and Cody Rhodes stay like he was.
Yes. They didn't need that gimmick, that dumbass gimmick. You didn't need The Rock in it. The Rock
Mm-mm.
and all that. I want your soul, all that BS. You didn't need that. Have Cody and John Cena. Leave John Cena good. I don't care if people cheer, boo, or what. Leave John Cena good. Leave Cody good. I think the crowd would have turned on Cody regardless because people got Cody fatigue. People got Cody fatigue because when he was beefing with Kevin Owens, that last match they had, if you listen real good, the crowd kind of wanted Kevin Owens to take the belt.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put it like this right here. The bottom line is, it's like you take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? Take good with the bad as a performer, as a wrestler, and you go with what the crowd wants, right? And yeah, and I like what they did. Keep Cody off TV for a while. You know what I'm saying? Keep Cody off TV for a while. And let's see if they're gonna let Randy Orton go and take the belt out of John Cena.
I went now. Here's another thing too. I wouldn't have did. I wouldn't have let nobody break Ric Flair's record while he's still alive. I wouldn't have allowed that to happen. Me personally, I would not have allowed that to happen if I was Triple H. I would have let Ric Flair's record stay intact until after he passed away.
Yeah,
I mean that's just me.
I feel you on that. We're gonna find out. We're gonna leave out of this one. If Cleveland don't get him,
it don't look good, but we'll see. We'll see.
Shador Sanders, he gone. Cleveland got him.
They got him.
They got
Shador.
him. Shador gone. Got him.
It's
Shador
about damn time.
Let's get that man a clap.
Let me hook it up. Let me hook it up. Shador Sanders
finally got drafted in the fifth round. The fifth round, the 100.
He's a Cleveland Brown.
Right, the fifth round, the 144 pick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wonder was that the one team he didn't want to go to.
What you think, man?
No.
You know, man.
You know how to throw a little salt in there.
Hey, man, you know what he did, bro? He got on the phone. With the owner and the GM and gave a big ass apology, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know that's what he did, bro, because that's the one team. But I'm gonna tell you who gonna regret this the most.
Who?
I'm gonna tell you the team that's gonna regret.
Vegas.
This. You jumping up here, bro? We finna get ready to go eat. New Orleans Saints are gonna regret this. I'm telling you, they are gonna regret this. But guess what? As a Falcons fan, I'm glad we ain't got to deal with Shador.
You too? Yeah. Yep. You taking the same damn thing.
Yeah, bro. Oh, what's going on, Sniper? How you feel about that pick, man?
Hey, man. I think it was a lesson taught, and all these young cats that's going to be in the draft next year and the years after, keep your mouth shut.
Thank you.
Handle your business, and don't unless your folks got the best interest in you, which I think Dion does have the best interest in his boys, but keep your mouth shut. Do what you
Yeah.
gotta do. Go to the combine. Show off what you got. Because, like you just said, the Saints has picked up a 25-year-old quarterback.
Yep.
That boy is that, and he's still gonna be sitting behind Derek Carr if Derek Carr gets healthy.
Man, you got two injury prone quarterbacks. Derek Carr, injury prone, and that kid that from Louisville that they picked up last night, injury freaking prone, man. The wind blow hard enough on him, bro. He gonna go down with an injury. I'm telling the Saints, man, they finna take a step back. They bring out the paper bags. Get your paper bags ready, man, because them days are back. Them days coming back. In Tampa, we coming for our South Crown. We coming from the South Crown.
I'm gonna take this right here. With that right there, I think that first quarterback pick that the Browns picked was like we said. What we kept talking about is said, "Oh, guess what? We want him, but we're gonna make him wait. We know he's still gonna be there."
Look, he gonna make the Steelers pay. Let me listen to me real good, all you Steeler fans. Get ready, cause this boy right here, you gonna see. Hey, you finna see the real Shador now. All that flashiness and all of that you ain't gonna see that no more. This boy finna hit the gym. He finna go to that Tom Brady camp this summer. I'm telling you, Steelers, y'all messed up. He finna make y'all pay. Finna pay for that.
Well, it all depends if the Browns. First of all, the Browns got to get the offensive line needs to be a little bit better, but he's better than what he had in Colorado.
Man,
so he got experienced line, but they gave up a lot of sacks last year too.
Look, man, and I've been watching the draft. Tell them, D-True, they've been building that line, and they got two. Because Nick Chubb retired. They got two damn good running backs now, man. Two. They got the dude from Ohio State, Juergens, and they got
Dylan Sampson from Tennessee.
Man, hell yeah, man. Sampson and Juergens, man. They got a two-headed monster. So you put that with them receivers they got, and you put that with Shador, shit.
But they
man, Baltimore
Shador?
It's gonna be a two-man race, Baltimore and Cleveland in the AFC North now.
We got to see if they don't put what's his face what's that boy name that came from who's their quarterback now? They still got him. Not Pickett. They don't got old boy the massage rapist or grapist.
No, man, he injured, man. He injury prone. They went and got Pickett. Pickett, man. Pickett just not a 4 quarters quarterback, bro. He's something about him, man. After halftime, he run out of gas, man. He got that Jake Fromm syndrome. he held until after halftime, man. He go in that damn tunnel and come out a whole new man.
I have to throw my headset when you said that, bro.
That Jake Fromm.
Hey, so here's the question for both of you. Here's a question for both of you and in the chat. Who had the best pick so far?
The Eagles. By far. The Eagles. I say in this order, man. The Eagles, the Giants, Raiders and the Falcons tied, and then the Browns are right behind us.
I agree.
Because everybody I just named addressed what they needed. But the Eagles, they got better. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me throw the Ravens in there, too. The Ravens had a good draft, too. But the Eagles got a hell of a lot better, y'all. A hell of a lot better. Yeah, you thought there was a problem before the draft. Oh, my God, they're going to be a problem now.
Woo.
What do you think, D-True?
I'm on the same line with him. And this NFL season, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait. Just like college football, I can't wait. It's gonna be good. And cause he drafted in the 5th round, that don't mean a doggone thing. Think about it. 4 players made to the Hall of Fame that got drafted in the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what round.
The GOAT,
don't matter.
Tom Brady, got drafted in the 7th round.
Last
Brock Purdy
pick.
was Mr. Irrelevant last year, and he almost took the 49ers to the Super Bowl. Yes, sir.
It don't matter where you get drafted at, what round you get drafted in. It's all about what you do with your opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I
I
think,
think he in a damn good situation.
Yeah.
Good situation with Cleveland.
I think not to be so biased, but I think my Falcons did exactly what they're supposed to do. Something that we've been asking for a long time.
For years.
It will get for years. Is to beef up that defensive line
Mm-hmm.
and that linebacker crew, and I think it's going to be like that same team that took us to the Super Bowl. That we got some outside rushes now, so we should be good.
Yeah, I think the Grits Blitz is officially back.
Yeah.
The Grits
Hey,
is back, bro.
hey, Mondo, what have you been saying for years about Atlanta? They need to start drafting SEC players.
Yes, sir.
You know, hey, listen, it has a good question. Like, when's the last time they drafted somebody
Never.
from Georgia? Never.
This minute, 3 so far now. I don't know what they're going to do the rest of the way, but 3 SEC players. So they got Pierce, Walker, Bowman. I love.
No, they got 4. They got 4.
Watts is independent. He Notre Dame. Xavier Watts. But I love that pick. Sniper, remember me and you at that post game show, the Sugar Bowl? And we were like, man, that Watts kid, man, I would mind seeing him in a Falcons uniform.
Sure did.
He was killing us in that Sugar Bowl, bro. For real, man.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, yeah. They got 3, and you know what they got? I think they got one more pick in. Well, we ain't got another pick to the 7th round, so
yeah.
they
I was just about to say, bro, if we had a 5th round pick, we would have got Smile Monday, but somebody need to get Kyle McCord and Will Howard. Kyle McCord is a damn good quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, man, he lit it up at Syracuse. All he needed was a line, a good O line, and Fran Brown put some protection around him. Kyle McCord is a damn good quarterback, bro. He went to Syracuse. He got with a QB guru and got developed. So whoever bring in McCord as a backup will have a damn good backup. Will Howard, damn good backup, man. Them 2 right there need to come off the board.
yeah.
I'm just surprised that Dawson Hawkins got picked so late. I thought he was going to go in the first 3 rounds too. But hey, who got him, boy, they gonna have some fun with him too.
When he went down with that injury against Ole Miss that day, that kind of like you know Ingram Dawkins had injury issues in 2023. He was nicked up a little bit last year. But if it wasn't for that Sniper, I agree, he would have been a first or second rounder because he's a hell of a run stopper. I hate to lose him.
Yeah,
I hate to lose him, man. God, that's why I'm not really. I'm optimistic, and it's gonna be my next question to you, Sniper. I'm optimistic about the 2025 season, but my expectations are nowhere near as high as it was last year around this time. I damn sure don't see us going undefeated. I see 2 L's on the schedule, and I see them coming from teams that we beat last year. I say 2 L's, a possible 3. And I think we could sneak in as that 4th team from the SEC in the playoffs, but I wouldn't be surprised if we were left out. I think this year is going to be kind of like what we went through in 2020. You give me your opinion. The portal closed midnight. What we have now is what we working with. for the rest of the
Yeah.
way. So how do you feel, brother?
I feel I'm a little bit more. I think we addressed some of the spots that we missing, and remember we talked off the phone, and we
Mm,
did get a offensive lineman out of the portal. Um, so that's going to help out a little bit, but it comes down to linebacker play for me, and it comes down for even though we did get the dude from Notre Dame, Notre Dame Army won, but and it comes down to linebacker play and also quarterback play for me. I'm not too. I'm not too. I like Gunnar Stockton. I'm a little bit
here we
more.
go. I knew you come first now, did
Hey, I look. I like Gunnar Stockton, but I'm a Pulaski fan. I want to see Pulaski get out there because, like I said, I just see. It was like the problem we had with Fromm and Bennett for a while. Um, where the balls was knocked out of, the defensive line was getting their paws up and knocking the balls down before
Yeah,
they got past the line of
yeah,
scrimmage.
yeah.
And I feel that's going to be that way with Gunnar Stockton because he's stout. He's what 5'10", 5'11".
Hmm.
So
No. He listed as 6'1", but I hear what you're saying. You know, a lot of these teams they getting linemen that are like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". So a 6'1" QB could be in today's college football world could be considered short. You want
right.
your QB to be at least 6'2" or 6'3".
And listen, whoever our defensive line coach and linebacker, if they don't teach how to tackle this year, we're gonna be in a world of trouble.
That's another thing that I'm nervous about too. I saw the G-Day game. Um, the tackling is a lot better. I will give you that. The linebacker play. I'm just going by my eye test from the G-Day game. The linebacker play is much better. The secondary is a hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. My issue is offense, man. That line scares me. That old line scared me, sniper, man.
Yeah,
They were not moving the ball. Look, the running backs. Jalen Walker had not Jalen Walker, but Bo Walker. Bo Walker had a couple of good runs. Frazier had a couple of good runs. But it ain't that line. It ain't that old line, man. Justin Schaefer and all of them, man. That we it ain't. They ain't that sniper. I'm telling you
right.
that right now. They are not that, and they're young. That's a young old line. Freely, I really don't trust him. And Drew Bobo, 100%. I mean, like being the starter, starting all 12 games. We don't know what we get, man. That's why I'm not really. Yeah, we're gonna be hell on defense, but offense, bro, we're gonna have problems moving the ball on the
I think
ground.
it might be a slow start. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think they'll build. You know how we usually do. We build and build until we get that good signature win, and the next thing you know, we take off. What do you think about your Tigers, D. True?
He already said he confident. I look. I think he's stepped away. I go ahead and give my opinion for the Auburn, man. Looking at that schedule, how easy that schedule is, bro. I can see no less than 9, and I'll say 10. They should get 10, maybe a
Mm,
possible 11. But they nothing less than 9 with that damn easy ass schedule. Nothing less than 9. They get anything less than 9, they need to get run Hugh Freeze ass up out of Auburn.
right. Ooh.
Yeah, you know,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right here, brother. It feels good down here in South Georgia. I'm in Hinesville, Georgia, right now.
I see you out
Got
there chilling.
Yeah, man. It got a little bit of little gray clouds, but the breeze is good. It's good to be home for a little bit.
And you know when you down there in South Georgia, beautiful weather like it is today, outside chilling.
Mm-hmm.
In a couple of more hours, it's gonna be M&B time,
But
moonshine and barbecue.
hey, listen, and that's what we're going. It's my auntie's birthday this today, and she also her retirement party. So you know we about to get down.
Hey, but y'all better watch out for them helicopters down there.
The who?
Them helicopters.
Helicopters. What about what about the helicopters?
Them damn mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, man. He from down there. Them flying damn roaches, man. Them jokers look like bats far away. Them
Man,
flying damn roaches.
I just saw a mosquito chasing after a bird. I don't know what you're talking about.
Them damn flying roaches, man. We down there. I'll never forget, man. Out down in Statesboro. Out down there in Statesboro, man. I pulled up in this gas station. I seen it. I was like, what the hell? I know they ain't got no bats down here. And then later in the next part, she was like, no, those are not bats. Those are baby roaches.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, the cockroach got pulled over by the state trooper just a few minutes ago. Me and Mama went to Walmart, saw that he got pulled over. He had too many. Didn't have his kids in the seatbelt. Had too many back there.
But like you said about the I think this draft right here was the most watched draft this late
Yeah.
because of one player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now let me say something, and I want to say something about this. I know, is Shedeur Sanders a big name quarterback? But what he did at Jackson and what he did in Colorado, I would say he's in the second tier of quarterbacks. But they talked about him like he was supposed to. I mean, he was supposed to be the next best thing since sliced bread. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, okay, well, listen. Is it your play or is it because of your last name?
What?
Yes, again, what we said last week, or you said yesterday or this morning, whichever day it was, that the boy can play. He didn't have a line. At one point, he didn't have receivers. The only person he had was Travis Hunter. I mean, his receivers didn't come out until this past season, with the folks that he had. But was he the best quarterback draft pick for this season? I'm gonna say no. I thought he was gonna go in the second round.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the same thing I said Thursday. Okay. Was he the best quarterback in this draft? No. In my opinion, Cam Ward was. All right. But I will say this. He's the top three. Compared to what we got, what we got. You list all the quarterbacks. He in the top three, in my opinion. You can shuffle him and Jackson Dart. And you could put Dart at number 2, or you could put Shedeur at number 2. However, whichever way you want to put them, because I think they're very similar. The only difference is Dart has a stronger arm than Shedeur. But he's in the top 3. Can't nobody convince me that kid in New Orleans picked last night is better than Shedeur. Ain't no way in hell anybody can convince me that that guy named Shook, with a bomb ass leg, a bomb shoulder, and a bomb arm, and that's injury prone, and that turns 26 in September, that you may get a good 3 to 4 years out of. There's no way anybody can convince me that he was a better option than Shedeur.
I'm going to go further than that. You can't tell me he's a better option than Brady Cook, Will Howard, or Quinn Ewers.
Well, here's the thing with Brady Cook. Was it Brady Cook, bro, or was it Luther Burden? I mean, come on, man. And before
was it the offensive scheme? Or was it the offensive scheme?
I'm just saying, man. Did Luther Burden make Brady Cook look better than what he really is?
Yeah, but
I mean, come on now.
but what you took? Okay, just say you got an option between the person New Orleans Saints chose or Brady Cook. Who would you took?
I would have took Brady Cook, because one thing about it is Brady Cook, although he did sustain an injury this year, but it wasn't when he came back, he was on point. All right. Brady Cook to me is a better quarterback. He younger, stronger arm. Both of them are accurate. Both of them are accurate, okay? But that kid from Louisville is too damn injury prone, bro. He too injury prone, bro. That's a bad investment. I would have got Will Howard before him.
I'm surprised he's still on the board.
Or Kyle McCord. I would have got Kyle McCord or Will Howard before I would have got that damn that dude out of Louisville. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell they down there smoking down there in New Orleans, bro. But they made a huge mistake. And Pittsburgh, Shedeur gonna make y'all pay. Shedeur finna make y'all pay. You gonna see a different Shedeur. You gonna see a different Shedeur moving forward. Yeah, he got humbled. He got humbled this weekend, and you gonna see it. That boy, you talking about? You thought Jalen Hurts had a chip on his shoulder when he got snubbed the other year. This boy Shedeur, he finna have a chip on his shoulder. He finna have a big chip on his shoulder. And he gonna take it out on the Steelers. He gonna take it out on them.
And let me address something, and I hope people from Facebook and Instagram see this real quick. This was not a racist thing.
No,
I seen that.
No.
This was a. We gonna show you that your money and your father cannot do what these general managers. They're not gonna fall for it. Not gonna fall for it, not one bit. And then they comparing them to, and then like we was discussing this morning, they comparing it to Eli Manning. And
that ain't the same.
like, but I was like, and the dude was like, well, his father did the same thing. No, he didn't. Eli went
to the combines and he did the interviews. He conducted himself in the interviews.
Exactly. And he said, not his father, he said he was not going to to the Chargers.
Yeah.
He did not want to go to the Chargers for some off-guard reason. He didn't want to go. I haven't researched it that much, but Deion said my sons are going to play for only 3 teams. Well, those 3 teams didn't take you, son. Those 3 teams didn't take you not one bit.
New Orleans wasn't thinking about them. Dallas wasn't thinking about them. And Vegas wasn't thinking about them. Those were the 3.
And another thing
is, difference between putting your kid up for success and a difference between putting your kids up for success and also putting your kid and making your kid fall down. I'm all about my kids if at the end of the day, but when it's something, a big decision like this, and you the age that you are, hey Bubba, you got to live with the decisions that you're making. You got to keep pushing with the decisions. I can't make those decisions for you. I'm 44 years old, and my father tell you the same thing. Hey, look, that's a decision. Now, if you felt as though you make it a bad decision, how can we turn this into a positive?
Yep.
So by the end of the day, you cannot rely just because your father was in. That's like if I went to. Everybody knows I went to the Marine Corps. My father was in the Navy. All right. My father gave me advice. He said, "Hey, listen, you're gonna go someplace. The Navy and the Marines are totally 2 different beasts. But at the end of the day, it was my decision. So, once I got in, then I can always call and say, hey, all right, I'm trying to do this. I'm going to do this or do that. Just like, the jobs that I have. Hey, I'm doing this. How can I be successful in this? And there is where the advice comes from. But at the end, you cannot put yourself like these parents do these days. Y'all see on reality TV with the cheerleading, the dance, the football, and all this stuff. Stop playing your kids' dreams.
Yeah, living vicariously through
living through your kids, and that's Deion. Look, you had your time, Deion. You had your time, brother.
Yeah, that don't work in the NFL. It can work in baseball. We saw with Ken Griffin Sr. and Ken Griffin Jr. We've seen it time again. It can work. Vladimir Guerrero, all of them. It can work in baseball. It can work in basketball. It can work in soccer. It can work in the NHL. But that crap right there, it ain't gonna fly. That nepotism, that nepo baby crap, it ain't working in the NFL. Now, as far as the Mannings, you got to remember, Eli made that comment. And on top of that, Eli had a better resume than Shador. He was the clear-cut, undisputed best quarterback in the draft that year.
And think about this. Everybody thought Peyton would go into Ole Miss. He didn't want to be in his father's shadow at Ole Miss, so he went to Tennessee. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Eli would go to Tennessee. He didn't want to be in his brother's shadow at Tennessee, so he chose Ole Miss, which he wasn't his father's shadow. Because look how long between them two. He made some of it. And guess what? Archie didn't want to go to Ole Miss or Tennessee because of his two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So they made their own decision. And they went to the combine and conducted an interview like they're supposed to. So it's not a color thing. It's about you gotta do what you're supposed to do to get where you want to get to.
Yeah, it ain't about no color thing. It was a prime thing. This was this right here, to sum it all up, Sniper and D-True, my brothers. This was about big bank, take little bank. Brand versus brand. Who is the better brand? Who is the better brand? The bigger, better brand? The NFL Shield or the Prime brand? That's what it came down to, Sniper. You ain't bigger than the Shield. You are not bigger than the Shield. So this little humble pie is going to be the best thing, not just for Shador, Sniper, not just for Shador. It's going to be the best thing for both of them. Because watch, more of my words now. Look at that vaping. Listen to me real good. Listen to me real good, Sniper. They both are going to move differently from this point on. Watch this thing. Shador and Prime, both of them gonna move different after this. More of my words, bro. They are both going to move different.
But you know what? Hey, let's go 2 years back. And you said it you said it throughout the season. When there's no noise coming out of Colorado, something's good. They dangerous. And we seen that throughout the year when Dion shut his mouth and coaches kids. And look, and at the end of the day, Dion gonna be up there with in the top 10 best coaches of all time. I can see it happen because he knows how to coach. He knows his football. He's starting to put good people around him. But think about it. The draft, day one of the draft, Shador made that comment. Oh, I do this and I do and blah 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 blah. Sitting at his mansion. Day two, oh, I can't believe I did da 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 da. You get quiet and humble. And you like, okay, these folks ain't messing around. What happened? Your name finally come off the board.
I'm telling you, man.
Shut your mouth.
This is the best thing for both of them. And I'm going to tell you something else that's good for both of them. Separating. Now the world, we want to see, Prime, what can you do without Shador? What can you do without Travis? What can you do without Shiloh? Now we're finna find out what kind of head coach you are, and Shador, we finna find out what type of player you are without your pops. So we finna find, man. Look, man, can you imagine a Monday night game, Shador versus Lamar Jackson?
You ain't never lie. That's gonna be great.
That's gonna be must-see TV right there, bro.
What they said? What is the 25th of May is when the schedule come out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm circling a lot of games so that when the Browns play. I'm circling if he get the starting position, I'm circling a lot. They do play Dallas.
Oh, if they play
Hopefully,
that mean if they play that, that mean they play Washington, and ooh, they're gonna be a good showdown
Shane
too.
Daniel versus Shador. Have they ever faced off?
Nope.
Oh, man, y'all forgot something. Dylan Gabriel, he can hang this up. Cause remember what happened 2 years ago? Remember what happened 2 years ago? When Oregon tried to embarrass Shador them? Y'all forgot about that.
Oh wait, hey, how is Shador gonna battle Travis Hunter? Because he all over the field. That's gonna be another good one.
That man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. Look, man. Look, I'm telling you, Cleveland. Look, man. They are finna get a lot of prime time games. They gonna be on TV a lot now, bro. Cleveland Browns. Hey, look, man, you gonna have a lot of all of them people that jumped on the Colorado bandwagon. Watch, they finna become Cleveland Brown fans. And then I can't wait. Look, I want to see. Look, man, my wife, she's a huge primetime Shador fan, but she's a diehard Steeler fan.
Oh man!
I can't wait. She get up and say, "Baby, what you gonna do when the Steelers and the Brown play against each other? Well, what colors you gonna wear? Well, you gonna rock the brown and the orange, or you gonna rock the black and the gold? Which one?"
You know what she's gonna do? You know what she's gonna do, Armando? I know what she's gonna do. She's gonna right up there to that tailor shop and say, "Listen, take half of this jersey. You're gonna take half of this Brown jersey, half of this Steeler jersey, put Sanders on the back, and then whatever number she want on there. That's how it's gonna be. Watch.
I guarantee you, she hoping to still get Shador.
Yeah. She was hoping. She was praying for that, bro. She was
Well,
praying for that. She walked in, bro. The Steelers were 2 picks away. She sat down like, "Oh, this it. He finna go to the Steelers." I said, "I don't know, baby. I don't know, man. I don't know."
Now you got to break the news to her.
Yep. He with your arch rival. He with the Cleveland Browns. Hey, look. Hey, you know what? No, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say better you than me, baby. I'm glad he ain't go to the Saints.
You're right.
Ooh.
Woo.
So Shiloh's still on the board.
I wouldn't mind getting him. How
Well,
you feel about that, Snappy? Him coming to Atlanta?
Well, I mean, we just picked up 2 safeties. I think they would have been. We could at least spend it on him. I wouldn't mind having him. He's a good third down safety.
Yeah. He could play cornerback too.
And he could play corner too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's just that question is, what would he do without being on his father's team?
Yeah, Angelica, we still over here in the man cave. You know what, man? And remember now, he was a blue chipper coming out of high school, and he played cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Dion, like, kind of when he went to Jackson State, kind of converted him as a safety, so he could play both spots. And here's another thing too: he can return kicks, sniper.
Yeah, he can.
Yes, sir. That's why I said I wouldn't mind having him. D-Troop. I don't know about you. I wouldn't mind having him in the Falcons uniform. Shit. Yeah. Come on down to the ATL.
Yeah. Okay. Come back to the house.
Yeah. Come back to the house where your father built. Yeah. All right, everybody. In the last word, my stomach growling, man. I put it's almost 3:00, but I ain't had nothing to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in here. Hey, this like Dion, like D-True said, this is one of the most drafts, and I think it was just because of the last name, and see where Shador goes. At the end of the day, Hey, now you got your number pulled. Now you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
You got your numbers pulled. Now it's time for you to play. Congratulations to my dogs. They got about 5, 6 players picked up. The Falcons picked up one.
Yeah. Kirby doing
Rutledge
his
went to
thing, man.
Detroit.
Kirby doing
Uh,
his thing, man. He got an NFL factory going on in Athens now,
mhm.
bro.
And then, but yeah, hey, let's see how this season turn out. On that, hey, the sniper's out.
All right. Go Dogs, brother.
Go dogs, sick 'em.
All right, man. Enjoy yourself down there. Be safe, brother. All right, D True. Any final words, brother?
I'm gonna say this. It's like this right here. Lesson learned. Taught them lesson. Humble. Hey, I know that humble pie. Sometimes that humble pie do not taste good. Do it.
No, it don't. But I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be the best thing for the both of them, for him and his father. Mhm.
What? Oh, another Auburn player done went. Round 5. KLM. Angela Lambert Smith. Good pick. Chargers.
Mhm.
Good pick. Good pick. And the SEC. Damn, we put out some NFL players, don't we?
Yeah, hey, every year, bro. Every year.
I said, don't be surprised 70 or more SEC player get picked. And I will put on the community wall what conference put out how many players. I will put on my community wall what conference put out how many players in this draft. So be looking out for it. Although you think we SEC bias, now we just call it like we see it.
Mm-hmm.
For everybody that's watched, that sat here watching for what? Almost 4 hours. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like button and share the video. Leave comment after the live is over. Like I always say, love and respect yourself, because we love respect yourself. You can see through all the BS. I think Shador found a love and respect himself. He saw through the BS that was going on and humbled himself. And self-love is the best love, because who can love you better than you love yourself? Because nobody can. Self-love is the best kind of love. Peace.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Congratulations to all the young men that were drafted this weekend so far. Congratulations to those that will be drafted here soon in the next couple of rounds. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Everyone that came out and joined us on Thursday. Everyone that came out and joined us this morning. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. For those of you that are going to watch the playback, make sure you hit that like button and share the video, and also leave a comment. How do you feel about Shador in Cleveland? What do you think? And you know, Cleveland is loaded with weapons, so I think it's a good fit. I think he's in a very good situation. I think Haslam is going to put the talent around him in the trenches. We got 2 stud running backs, Sampson and Jurgens. Couldn't ask for any better situation. The Steelers, I think you messed up. I think that kid is going to be a thorn in your side for the next maybe 10 to maybe 15 years. So look out, Saints. You flopped. You flopped. You flopped. I don't understand that pick, but maybe I'm wrong. Time will tell. But everyone, thank you all for coming out and joining us this weekend. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful weekend. And this the last weekend in April. You know, make it count. Get out and enjoy yourselves. You know, hit the parks. You know, just get out, get you some fresh air, and enjoy life. You only got one life to live. And hey, enjoy it while you're here. So everyone, thank you all. We're in sports mode over here. We are in sports mode over here. Thank you all for joining us here on 20 East Sports Media, the First and 10 Sports Show, the 20 East Sports 2025 NFL Draft Watch Kickoff Show concludes, everyone. And until next time, like I always say, Take care of yourselves and each other, and we are out.